exactly like what it says on the tin. There's the first one. Nice flick upwards and HS doing all the damage. What was that? Who's he going to take the shot on initially? Thomas, Max, all three, Schneider. Perfect, beautiful play.
Oh, here we go, Interest. I already know what's going to happen. W7M, why are you guys just getting so annihilated? Oh my god. Mirror running out of bullets, but he's still going to go for it. Oh my lord.
Hello and welcome back everybody to the Dreamhack Masters. Dallas is quite a long name, closed qualifier Europe. Number one, it's G2 versus Windigo in like, whatever it is. I think it's the upper bracket grand final where one of these teams are about to make their way one step away from taking a place in Dallas. Massive, massive opportunity for one of these teams, of course. We've already followed the likes of G2 through to this bracket, and G2 have been a very convincing team here today. Many map wins. Losses against Windigo in the past, though. A 0-2 loss against them just this week, and of course wins against other great teams like Fnatic and other really big teams as well, other really massive organizations, and of course many map wins on the board. They are one of those teams who can really take anything against anybody. Likewise, you've got Windigo, who are definitely one of the up-and-comers of the CSGO scene. 2-1 against Ago, and big performances. My star player from the last map, though, was definitely Kenny S, the 23-year-old ex-number one player in the world, AWP superstar. He's somewhat of a god. People definitely still admire him still. However, we are getting into this game. The knife rounds just got done and underway, and we should be getting into this one now. Very interesting stuff, remember, so far in this tournament. We are expecting to see maybe G2 take this. It's a completely different collage, different collection of maps. We're not necessarily expecting this to be a million miles away from what we saw just earlier on today. But yeah, G2 versus Windigo. Just about to go live. Train is a map that we haven't really seen G2 play today. We've seen them play 3 already, but neither being Train or Dust 2, or Inferno in fact, they played 6 completely different maps. Earlier they played Overpass, Nuke, and I don't think the next one was Mirage. I know it wasn't Mirage, but they played totally different maps. Oh, Cache as well. So it was Cache, Overpass. So they played every single map today apart from Mirage. It's Viktor finding shots into the B-bomb site. 2 frags there, and also chipping away at the next pair. G2, obviously, when you play back-to-back best of 3s, you're going to be feeling ready when you're like during the early portions of the next map. Remember, G2 have just got off that win. They were able to roll over all of the competition. However, Windigo, remember, they've taken big wins against this French opposition just recently. Such a fanboy caster. Please be better than that. Dude, I'll change for you. I'll be better. I'll be better right now. Oh, look at that. Kenny S gets tapped. Tap. Bring Scream to G2 and make G2 super again. Make Gamers 2 esports great again. That's what I think. Viktor, boys, both finding picks. Remember, this Windigo team has changed ever so slightly over the last couple of years. SHiPZ has been not really a recent addition, but after this Outlaws team and Imperial Law broke up, you sort of see the remnants of those two teams here, with SHiPZ and Blocker coming from one side, and Viktor and Bubble coming from the Imperial side of the day. So those teams were together for a very long time, but that was all really stunted off the fact that Cirque went over to America, joined NRG, I think, and then obviously that left the Bulgarian scene in a bit of turmoil. (2-0) Windigo obviously getting off to somewhat of a good start. 2-0 on the board in G2, obviously with 3 pistols, 2 scouts. They're wanting to go for a bit of follow-up investment here in this third of the half. However, it's just those saved rifles from the previous round. It shouldn't be too much to handle for Windigo. Remember, if it's too hot to handle, get out of the kitchen. Or if it's too, I don't know. I don't even know the saying. You know what? I want to be cool. I want to be these things, but Squid CS can never manage it. So it's going to be 3-0 on the board here. G2 haven't done anything initially. Remember, we saw most of their success on their T side earlier on. So I'd be expectant to see their T side to be strong on all of the following maps. However, you know, Dust 2 being probably their best map in this pool. Windigo are going to be good at this one. So 3-0, AKs on 3 players, Windigo, obviously with the Galil Scout also, so it's going to be G2 with a favourable buy going into this fourth, but this can all turn around very quickly if Windigo finds some follow-up frags. It's the single headshot weapons that can really do this, and G2, 4 of their players don't have head armour, so of course for them is a one-tap, and JaCkz being one of them. He gets instantly pounded. AmaNEk next in line. He gets dropped, and Windigo already finding all the frags on the A-bomb site. They've got 2 on defense, and Kenny S just not ready for the shots. SHiPZ is just too fast in the back, and poised right on top of things. Lucky and shox shouldn't even be able to survive here. SHiPZ already finding him and nailing him down, but Lucky springs one out and makes his way away. Bit of trigger discipline from shox here, as he wants to just hide as long as possible. Lucky can try and find the headshots, and shox instantly on that bomb. Is he going to get the ninja defuse though? 2 seconds, 1 second. Oh, he's found it! Unbelievable, shox! That is absolutely unreal. He just walks straight onto the bomb site like he was meant to be there, taps that bomb and holds it. And Windigo, they've got nobody within a mile of that bomb site, and they're more than 7 seconds away at that point. shoxy only has 5 to defuse, and he instantly finds it. That is worth its weight in gold, taking a round just like that right from under the nose of Windigo. They're going to be pissed, and now they're going to want some of these shots. They're going to try and get some openings here, and Viktor might be the first man in. He sprays away with the AK-47 down towards the B bomb site where only Lucky is holding. Moving in, and that Galil rattling into the face of one. Kenny S finding another, but Windigo definitely the favoured team right now as they're finding kill after kill on the B-bomb site. Kenny drops. It's Viktor doing everything and a follow-up headshot. 3 frags. What a joke. Absolutely mauling G2. They're going to have no money left. Remember, that reset comes in. They've got not as heavy a reset as it used to be, but $2,400 per player. The difference between the rounds is 3. So it's not $1,400, not $1,900, but $2,400 per player. AmaNEk not going to go for anything. Neither will shox or Kenny. But Lucky and JaCkz goes for a little bit of investment. $800 between the two of them. Buying up just a CZ and P250. Windigo about to take the B-bomb site. There's no contest over here. G2 aren't even holding it. Remember that Windigo were able to find a 2-0 win against this G2 side recently. That's definitely interesting because coming into this matchup, you'd think the G2 would be just very confident. They'd be feeling great about this. However, no. They've obviously come into this with a bit of a mental block. Cameraman's better than Kenny S. You know, my camera, my rules. We got 3,000 people here watching this second series of the day. Remember, we get more through the Dreamhack Masters qualifiers the longer that we go, of course, and there will be some more best of threes coming up later. At 4 o'clock there are a couple of best of threes as well, so make sure that you stay tuned for all of that action, because for the time being it's G2 versus Windigo on the main stage on our main channel. It's G2 lagging behind. They're four behind in Viktor. He's 10-0 right now. What a performance. What a monstrous performance. G2 really think they were they would fix with body replaced by AmaNEk. You know, people have been complimenting AmaNEk quite a lot today. And you know, he's going to be one of those players. You know, body, he's a liked player. He's got a little bit of legacy. I don't know if he necessarily made it to like the stardom that these top CS players did, but definitely a very well-known, decent player. He's plucked from this French scene. shox. Of course, he's been a staple of the French scene for 10 years. Lucky chips in from behind. 4 versus 2. And shox still has this angle posted. He's watching. And he's got good visual onto the whole bomb site. Lucky is going to spot out that next man. Instant pick up and bubble. Last alive. He's hidden away in the corner. AmaNEk should be able to find him here. And oh no! Bubble finds both. shox jumps right in the way of his teammate. And G2 do finally find it. But that's without being, well, damage being done. Great stuff. You know, I just don't know if Body has the star power that a lot of other top players have in terms of like in game. You have to have star power if you're going to become mega famous in CS. You've got players like Simple, for instance. Simple is like an all-round star. Like you can say that he has a flashy style in game. He trash talks everybody outside of the game. And he's just generally interesting. He's quite funny. He speaks his mind. That's brandable. I don't know so much about a lot of the other players. I think that that's something that's a really important factor about like staying in top teams. You have to keep yourself noticeable because it's a business at the end of the day. Well, I don't know if the 0 to 7's coming, or James Bond, or another 00 agent. No, not all players can be superstars, of course. But individually, it doesn't help. Well, it doesn't hinder if you try. Bubble gets a nice counter, 3 versus 3. And that nade is going to do a bit of damage. Bubble gets tagged down to about half HP. JaCkz then can't hit the spray down. It ships instead. cuts out that flank, and with Bubble on this site, he is looking the wrong way, but AmaNEk missing crucial shots, and it's only Kenny remaining. Block is able to find him from behind. 2-6. Windigo with obviously a great performance here. Viktor's 10-2. SHiPZ is 4-4-4. And AmaNEk is 0-1-7. So didn't go full James Bond. He doesn't have... What does James Bond use? He uses like the... I think he uses... like silenced. I think he uses dual silence USPSs. So 4,500 people here watching our first map of this second series of the day. Windigo and G2. SHiPZ closing in, and on the receiving end of that smoke, we will find an instant headshot. Moves his way in. Oh, lucky. Pings another. That's a bubble dropping. And Viktor can really capitalise. He finds another pair of headshots, and he has just been rock and rolling so far today. Viktor only just about goes down there. shox able to drop another rifle, but 7-2. Windigo on the T side of train, absolutely wrecking this French side. They have been completely mauled up so far. This has not been pretty. They now need to get rifles in their hands and back on the board. AmaNEk and shox with a sniper and an M4A1S respectively. AmaNEk yet to find a kill, so go for the change up to the AWP. I do not blame him. You need to change something. You need to get your confidence up. JaCkz watching on the other end of this smoke. SHiPZ tries to attack but gets flanked back. JaCkz is going to toss that molly in, not knowing that there's nobody on the other side, so the smokes come through. They know that Lucky's playing here. He hits a headshot before going down, but that's not enough. The Molotov's now placed, and Windigo might even be on for an 8th round here as G2. Are they just backing off? No, they're going for a different angle. Going through CT spawn with 3 players. There is still a flank in place. And Viktor, instant headshot. He's up close and personal, and G2 should know this, but they've got 2 AWPs. This makes the retake borderline impossible. How are they going to find these frags? And they popped over the top, and AmaNEk finally able to get onto the scoreboard. JaCkz again. It's Viktor versus 3. There's the first, and both coming from the same angle right up on top. 15 bullets remain, but JaCkz able to spray him away. It's a... Is it a 3rd round? No, neither have kits. It's another throwaway from G2 Esports. 8-2. Windigo still on the board, and that's just down to Viktor staying alive for so damn long in the enemy line. And G2 couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't find those frags fast enough, and it was all predicated off the fact they had AWPs. So hard to retake when you've got AWPs, especially on a tight bomb site like the B bomb site. It's very, very difficult. 2-8. AWP and 4 lots of AK-47s on the T side. G2 likewise with that double AWP setup. It worked for them in the previous round early, however, not being able to survive this has been a very costly one for G2. They've got the max loss bonus, of course. However, Windigo, that's only a silver lining. They're ripping them right now. That's not what you need as the favourites, and you could surely say that G2 are the favourites. shox waiting for a flashbang in, and SHiPZ could get pounded here. Oh no, misses it. And yeah, shox gone. That you should be practicing that, AmaNEk. The flash popped on the other side of trash can, meaning nobody's going to get flashed. To JaCkz, there actually stabilizes. He should be dead. Viktor should have definitely been able to put that one up. However, pop chop outwards, and blocker over by the B bomb site needs to be the entry man. They've got the C4 over here as well. Bubble down below. Blocker up top as SHiPZ is running the flank, the distraction. Lucky finds one, and now the bomb has to do all the entering on his lonesome. Nobody's got HE, so this bomb should go down, and Bubble forced out of position. One bullet could end him, and it does. Kenny S just shoots him in the knee. going to need surgery. It's 3-8. Kenny S now an aggressive pickup. He wants this shot, and he hits it perfectly. Blocker gone. And those are the entry frags that Kenny S is so famous for. He needs to get the wraparound and, yeah, change his angle. Stay unpredictable. Oh, it's JaCkz straight through the line. Envious. I mean G2, obviously, with a second burst of confidence. Any time that you see Kenny S, or any time that I see Kenny S, it just brings those envious days back. Of course, now an NA organisation, and boys, 1-on-1 versus 3. Nobody peeking him. I don't know if Kenny is going to spot this back angle. Oh, there with the shot. Obviously, with the nades pouring through, Kenny calls and lucky peeks. 4-8. A potential 8-7 for G2. Remember, they'll be down by 1 if they can take the next 3, but that's still not good enough. They were expecting to win this, maybe even take double digits, because I expect the Windigo are going to have a strong CT side on this map as well. This is a pretty CT-sided map, all things considered. G2 have only really been able to put together rounds since... well, only since picking up the orbs. They've now got 3 of them. And Kenny taking, well, 70 damage there. Through the Molotov, completely unnecessary. Of course, a fast player like him will feel still just as confident with low HP. However, it does give him a major disadvantage, a big deficit going into this 13th round. The push is about to come through onto the B-bomb site, and Lucky's holding close. 3 players here to defend in Windigo. They do have the slight health advantage, but they have to now find Lucky, who's holding down below. There's the opening shot. They're coming up from above, and there's the spray down. G2 should be able to maul them. There's another one. Kenny S finds the headshot, and it's only Poise remaining. He's going to get found as well. shox's AWP chips in, and that is 5-8. G2 doing a nice job at finally putting together rounds. There's the tap. It's AmaNEk down to 39 points of health. Those deagles are very, very vicious. Just one bullet can take you down below 50. And that wasn't into the head or into any special part of the body. That's just a direct hit. And you can get screwed up very quickly. The Molotovs might actually eliminate this Noah tower. I think they got caught on it then. I don't know if it tagged, because that would make a noise, and G2 would be aware of that. The wraparound on the A-bomb site coming from 3 Windigo players. They have a triple-pronged attack. SHiPZ the first to drop. These AWPs just doing an absolute rampage. They're doing a dance around this T side right now, and AmaNEk chipping in as well. A triple AWP setup doesn't always work out, but G2, they're making it happen. Again, 3 AWPs from G2. I'd like to see a faster play from Windigo here. They don't have to slow this down, especially now they know that they're playing against such a heavy rifle or sniper rifle setup. They want to get this cross so they can hit the double peak. So they can also toss these nades in as well. If you can rebound them against the right-hand wall instead of throwing them straight. way less of a chance of just getting eliminated straight in the smoke. Oh, JaCkz finds 2 for 1 there, both headshots before getting eliminated by that molly. And that is just a very nice risk taken. Boys should go down 7 to 8 at the end of the half, as close as it gets. But G2 definitely not in a lead. It's Windigo on the CT side who have a slight benefit going into the second half. Second half here, and G2 needs something special. Here in the second pistol round, it has to be headshots, it has to be aggression. Otherwise, Windigo should be able to just sit on these bomb sites and very easily take it. This is a heavily banned map for G2. They're going on to Dust 2 next. And I do kind of fancy G2 on Dust 2. And then with Inferno being the third and final map, I don't really know what to say about this series, all things considered. I'm perhaps expecting a... Oh no, I think that this is a very close matchup. This first map is probably favoured towards Windigo. Second map is just favoured towards G2. And then the third map is probably just favoured towards Windigo again, I guess. It's the Glocks this time, G2. They haven't seemed too hot in this series so far. Windigo have been able to punish that. Kenny S finds another shot. Levels the playing field, and 3 kills found in quick succession means that G2 will take the second pistol round. But back-to-back pistols aren't everything. It's... eight to 8. Double Mac 10, triple Mac 10 even, MP5 and the AK-47 on G2. They're going to try and tear through this CT defense. The majority of these kills being found with that Mac 10. Which obviously means a lot more cash in your pocket. shox finding 2 shots and also the third. So that's an extra $1,800 in his pocket. That's the kill bonus and the win bonus. Very important to get both those factors firing on all cylinders. G2 now ahead, 8 to 9. However, with rifles in Windigo's hands, let's see what they can do on the defense. This might be a very different scene. Sometimes when a CT side gets rolling with weaponry, it's very hard to stop them. G2 could find this here. They might be about to walk into a brick wall, but to set themselves up nicely before Dust 2, they're definitely wanting the next 7. G2 moving fast and getting slaughtered by the AUG first. It's JaCkz drops. Straight towards the B bomb site. They're sending out the AK first. Chips here to just rack up the line. An instant spray down. Nobody finding any success on G2. This has been just about as horrible a round as you could possibly get. They even find shox, who was on the flank. So 9 to 9, even Stevens. G2 will have a bye here in the 19th. Let's see what they can do, and let's see if they can find something. By the way, guys, if you want to catch more CSGO action, we've got loads of CS coming up for you today. 2 games, one here on EFL GG, the other one on /CSGO Fight Night. So make sure that you go to twitch.tv/CSGO Fight Tonight, and we will be bringing you a lot of this Dreamhack action. So freeze time now cancelled. I don't know if that was a tactical. I feel like that was just a short technical one, so I don't think either of these teams are too pressured just yet. Usually you don't even see those tactical timeouts used unless in high-octane, big back-and-forward matches. This one could turn into that. 9-9. Let's see if Windigo's buy can hold up, though. A flawless round in the 18th obviously means a lot. It means that they've got a bit of money on the back of them. Viktor, poise, bubble, all with some weaponry here. Some extra residual cash after the buy-up. JaCkz getting slammed, and that nade isn't really going to find its target. Poise, half HP, now 27. It's the B-bomb site, though, and the headshot's being hit. Molotov's being placed, and G2 can actually get this bomb down. Don't know why Lucky got so aggressive there. He just needs to get onto that site and slam the C4 in. However, looking for double digits, and Bubble could run amok. He does find one, levels it back to 4v4, but G2 just have targets everywhere. This should be easy. Single frag found behind, but they're trying to catch players on the flank. They've also got shox coming in behind. There's a spray down. Knows where the next man is as well. What a beautiful shot from shox. Vintage stuff to put double digits down. AKs.org. We've got the 2 sniper rifles on Windigo's side, but one of them being a scout on poise. He does kind of like this weapon. He gets it out a couple of times a game at least. And G2, let's see if they can stop him this time. shox going to be the first man in. It does seem like G2 are starting to wake up, and this is where they become very dangerous, especially on your opponent's map pick. When Windigo, if they lose this, then they're forced onto Dust 2, which is going to be a lot rougher. G2 needs 6 here. There's like nobody on the B-bomb site. JaCkz could abuse this. If he moves down ramp, if he tries to take an aggressive poised angle. There's the trade. That's exactly what G2 were aiming for. They just wanted to go at most 1-to-1 there. Bubble able to find one from behind, so that's Windigo now doing their job. But shox has slithered his way onto this A-bomb site and instantly pops open the head of Bubble. He can now run amok and run distraction as JaCkz gets tagged. shox now in bounds. Getting missed with a lot of these shots, but Viktor finds the follow-up. Just JaCkz remaining, 1v3. And on the other side of this smoke, the bomb is a million miles away. G2 deciding that they didn't want it. They could have played a lot more passive if they had actually brought that bomb onto the A-bomb site there. I'm literally scratching my head in just confusion as to why that didn't happen. But 10-10 and G2. Well, this has been very close all the way through. Exciting game. Looking like this will be close. Fang, and Viktor now needs to hold down the line. Org in hand and loads of damage. Finally gets chased away. What's the stream chat saying then? 6,000 viewers, you know, that's a lot of viewers. 6,200 people watching this first map, and shox, what's he doing? I don't know if he's timed out or if he's just waiting or what's going on. SHiPZ is closing in behind, so should be able to just find shox here. He's definitely going to just walk into this AWP here. Such an anticlimax. 11 to 10. Windigo now taking the lead. And of course, now they've got a lead and money and weaponry. Let's see what G2 can do. On their side, it's going to be every single dollar invested into this 22nd round. This is going to be difficult. You've got Kenny S with the AWP, 4 lots of AK-47s, a bit deprived of nades. Kenny S doesn't have a single nade, and AmaNEk only the single smoke. This is going to be difficult. And Kenny, oh, those are the tags. Those are the nades in that really count. It's Windigo finding that initial damage, and block up does get tagged up. Could have very easily went down there. That smoke isn't really going to cut off anyone's visual. There's nobody playing from that right-hand side on the way through for the CTs. Boys, still wanting to chip through, but he has this angle posted. He could very easily go down. Remember this AWP, just finding a pixel is enough. Over on the B-bomb site, SHiPZ is about to walk into this AK. JaCkz was ready for it. Timing was just completely off there. And Blocker, he's the only sole defense. However, he takes away the AWP. And with only 8 HP left, levels the playing field. That is definitely worthwhile, but he is very likely going to go down here. shox is still waiting and watching this connector angle with Viktor about to make the peek, about to make the push. He finds the shot. And now the AWP can actually hold him down. shox changes his angle. He's gone up above, where Blocker is now holding. He gets taken away as well. shox just deathmatching right now in this retake. It's Bubble from behind getting completely smoked off. It's going to be 11-11. G2 taking another. Boy, he's actually saving that AWP. Almost 11,000 followers. Thank you very much, everybody. This is crazy. This dashboard is crazy. 6,300 views right now. 1 million total views and 11,000 followers. That's mad. I just want to thank everybody who's watching for giving all your support and being so nice as well. We've got such a nice chat. Everybody in chat has been very nice recently. Poizon. Yeah, that guy isn't. But yeah, we're very happy to be here to cast all of this Dreamhack nonsense. It's all the Dreamhack kerfuffle. You know what? Thank you so much for Dreamhack to open up everything and to let EFLGG cast a lot of these massive matches. So everybody show your love to Dreamhack as well. Go and follow them on Twitter and say that EFLGG sent you or something. The answer's no. 11-11. 4 lots of AK-47s. The single AWP on Kenny S. Poise has an AWP of his own, but it's the only rifle that the Windigo side have. And as he misses that first shot, he's going to have to back off and actually does B-hop away. shox can't chase. And this is a very important one for both teams, especially G2, who kind of need to hold up the line here and need a convincing round. Of course, Windigo haven't gone for the investment. And Poise just very aggressively watching these angles. He absolutely needs to do so. But now shox knows where he is, and he can use trigger discipline to his absolute advantage to find these pickups. There's the first headshot. shox now needs more of a spray down. Does hit it with the second, but it is... Oh, shox again! Finally finds Blocker, and now this AWP is very isolated. He's got basically nothing. And this map goes one round more. G2 might be able to upset the Windigo side here. Remember, Windigo were the team who took a recent 2-0 against G2. However, here on Train, it's a very different series to the last one with, oh, Kenny S missing those shots. Now that's a double AWP setup picked up by Windigo. They're not going to go in for this A-bomb site. Of course, they want to save. So, G2 should probably let them. They've barely got any cash left. They need this to be as close around as possible. JaCkz might even have a back angle onto poizon. I don't know if you can see him if he took that different angle of engagement, but he didn't. So 12-11 G2. And with another. What's going on in the chat? Yeah, Tom and Lem. I like people challenging me like that. I'm gonna respond. You know, first Casa says G2 are favourites. Now he says G2 maybe going to upset. It's because this is Windigo's map pick. So I actually favour Windigo on this map, but I don't necessarily favour them in this series. I don't know. I feel like G2 have a better chance at getting like a 2-1 on the board. But I think this is very up in the air. So saying upset and favourite and stuff, I think are slightly controversial terms in this sort of a game where the teams are literally so close. So thanks for your comment. Nice headshot from Kenny though. He's got a couple more to find. Spots another man on green train and he makes his way straight up, but the AWP is here to instantly find him. SHiPZ there, straight through the molly. AmaNEk might be next in line, but he needs these shots. Could go towards the B bomb site. Bomb on his back, and then makes the cross. Windigo now know it, and with a 12-11 scoreline and no money in the bank, they definitely need to disallow this 1 versus 3. AmaNEk, this one for him is worth its weight in gold. Holding behind the smokes, and they didn't know if he was just waiting there. And if he was, he would have very easily found those kills against players pushing through the smoke. It's AmaNEk with the first. Great headshot and blocker. He drops. Now it's all on this AWP who has to close in. AmaNEk cannot peek this. He needs to stay still. What a miss. Poise. You've got to hit those. The Molotov rains through and AmaNEk just standing his ground. He's holding in the fire and flames. And another miss. That is catastrophic. He gets on this bomb and AmaNEk should be able to just charge it down. He's out of time. Game over. 13-11. Is AmaNEk able to eliminate him also? 13-11 there. What the hell was that? How many times can you miss an AWP shot in a crucial clutch situation? Apparently quite a few. Even if you're a pro player. Right at the top of the scoreboard. You can't blame any of these Windigo players in most of these opportunities, but that is that is one of those crucial, pivotal, turning point rounds that you will look back on and say, yep, that's when it will start to fall apart. G2 now with a big opportunity to run away with this map. This is a long pause. This is a tactical. After one of those situations, you need to take a bit of a break. You need to kick your head back and chill out for a minute or two. Your blood's going to be pumping on both teams. It's going to be rushing, and you're obviously not going to be feeling too good. Windigo here, 11-13 down. Now have to go for somewhat of a force buy here in the 25th. And G2 have a bit more work to do. A 14th could come to fruition here, but it's a double sniper setup, not the one that you'd want. It's both scouts. Poise and bubble on those, and G2 going to respond by quickly speeding up towards this A bomb site. One tag nailed, and AmaNEk and JaCkz quite low. These pistols could come chipping in, but the AK-47 just too quick onto this bomb site. Blocker now needs to run amok, and oh, again, shox and AmaNEk, last two alive. AmaNEk can try and survive for as long as possible. Smokes off that one angle, but tries to take the aggression on the second. Bomb instantly tapped, and shox goes for the peek through. There's the second frag. No kit, but still the defuse coming in. Windigo can now secure their 12th, and that was a round that they didn't really have that much investment in. Remember, CT-sided map this is. I would say I would call it a very CT-sided map. So G2 making it this close is a little bit devastating, but yeah, Windigo. Big round just then. A couple of those G2 members were low, so nothing too crazy on the entry, but they force eco once again, and that is going to be a 13-13 position. G2 not in as good a spot as they were just 3 minutes ago. (12-13), and Blocker putting more headshots on the board. That single P250 actually finding shots, but long range Viktor apparently doesn't want to challenge, wants to let them get the M4A1S instead. And they know that there's another man there. It's poised to finish things off. 13-13 as we find another very close map here. Yeah, so why did G2 eco there? They wanted a full buy going into this one. They've been quite convincing throughout this half, so obviously wanting a buy to continue with that momentum, but it does give Windigo a little bit of confidence, and it does actually shut G2 down a bit, because their lead that they had built up is now gone. They could have tried to joust rounds, however, you do run the risk of just losing completely, and now you can rely on something that is practicable and replicatable. Blocker's playing aggressive, and he instantly drops G2 with a pair of entry frags. JaCkz doesn't lose too much health in that engagement either. So as Poise watches this, G2 can actually flash the way through. They've got a lot of options right now. A lot of options. A minute on the clock ticking down. G2 going back towards the B bomb site. Only one man SHiPZ over here. He's just on top of bomb train, and he needs a massive round to shut this down. Flashes right over the top. He's going to get flashed to pieces. Calls for the rotation in, but G2 already here, and shox going to be the first man to fall. We've got a lot of different angles in Windigo. 3-4 frags in a couple of seconds. It's only JaCkz left just like that. Straight on the bomb. And they should be able to get this defused. JaCkz needs to hurry up. No, it's round over. After the round, oh, he even goes down. So G2, they're going to have barely any money here. They have to go for a buy. They cannot allow a 15th on the board from Windigo. What are they going to do, though? They could, I guess, save. But I would not be recommending that. It looks like G2 are going to go for somewhat of a half buy with Pistol's armor. They want a full in the 30th. This seems to have been thrown away. They have definitely gone asleep in the last couple of rounds when Windigo just about able to claw it over the line. SHiPZ over on the B-bomb site. Poise moving in as well, and it's an absolute catastrophe. Players getting completely slaughtered. Kenny S last alive, and only able to rattle away one face. 15-13, and G2 have to take two. Otherwise, they'll be 1-0 down again. Remember, that's how they got into this final. They were actually 1-0 down and then able to take the next two maps. It was their opponent's map pick once again, so very similar deja vu situation. Both teams were the Orbs. It's shox to move in, and Poise finding that first pick up. He's still watching and waiting towards for this cross. That flash, and actually catches a leg. Over on the B bomb site, SHiPZ doesn't spot anything. So we turn our attention back towards the A bomb site where G2 are finding frags. JaCkz actually coming in with a worthwhile headshot, and Blocker instantly gets taken down as well. It's only Viktor and SHiPZ remaining. As SHiPZ also drops. It's only Viktor left. shox able to do the damage. And that is 15 to 14. Windigo going to have enough money for this 30th though. We did see overtime in map number 1 last series. And it does feel like we're going to overtime. Nothing's been able to separate these two teams so far. The score line was, I think, like 2-2 and 9-9 and 11-11. So for the score line to be 15-15 and nothing to separate these teams, I would hardly be surprised. Blocker with a Molotov straight into A main, and Windigo's going to follow up off the back of this. They do need the opening picks, and with Poise waiting and watching here, there's the first and opening frag. Windigo just 4 frags away from finding this next map and forcing us over to a second dust 2. It's G2's. Poise waiting for somebody to cross once again. He's got another aggressive angle waiting and watching. Lucky isn't necessarily going to go in for this one. He is just waiting. This is a stalemate towards Ivy. They need something to break this. The smoke is going to catch Poise entirely inside, but he stretches in front of it, so blocked into the corner. He can actually find the flick. There's the first. Oh, and the second! That might just end map 1. JaCkz and Kenny S need to do everything towards the B-bomb site. The bomb isn't even on JaCkz's back. He is a million miles away from it, and it really is just all on Kenny S right now. A 1 versus 5 to keep G2 alive in this first map of the series. He needs just a 1 versus 4 now as the nade rains in and finds Viktor, but with 4 players all around this A-bomb site, this should be easy. Kenny S, pair of headshots, 55 HP still on him, but Block is able to find it. A 16-14 from Windigo, as it did seem like we were going to overtime for quite some time. However, that didn't happen. We find ourselves going to Dust 2 next. Remember, this is G2's map pick. They are very, very favoured on it. And Windigo, they found 2 zeros against the French side before, but can they do it again? We've got 1 more map to find out, or 2 more maps potentially to find out. Windigo find themselves 1-0 up in this best of 3. Let's see what happens after the break. Hello and welcome back, everybody. Just a quick reminder, make sure to check out CSGO Fight Night /CSGO Fight Night. That's twitch.tv/CSGO Fight Night. We're going live very shortly with some more Dreamhack matches. So make sure that you can catch all of that drift. But at the same time, we've got Windigo and G2 going live for their second map of the day. This best of 3 just getting underway, with Windigo taking the first map of that. Of course, this is now G2's home territory, but Windigo doing very well in this opening pistol round. By the way, we've got loads of the other Dreamhack open matches, so go check out what's going on CSGO Fight Night right now, because in a couple of minutes that'll be going live with some quality content. G2 obviously on this T side. We've got the main match of the day right here. This massive upper bracket final with AmaNEk finally going down 1-0 for Windigo, and G2 just can't get on the board early. So, Dust 2 is often a map that's banned against G2. Today it wasn't banned. Of course, Windigo feel confident on it. So, G2 went straight for the pick. It's mostly sometimes they don't want Mirage. Sometimes you don't want G2 to be playing, well, a multitude of maps, really. However, Windigo obviously didn't seem to want G2 to be playing any of the maps that they played in that previous series, taking 2 wins and then overtime against the likes of many other teams. These both are invites, but looking like a complete shutdown on the A bomb site, looking like a snack. It's 2-0, and yeah, G2 should finally get out rifles in the next. We shouldn't be looking at rifles in this one. Of course, this is just the Glocks. 0 investment from the 2. Apart from shox, who, of course, gets out a deagle. AmaNEk does also. That levels out the cash ever so slightly. Kenny S wants a little bit of extra bang for your buck. He wants that AWP soon, SHiPZ. Oh, in from behind. And lucky with a pair of headshots. Look at that. And the Famous actually putting it to peace. The AWP connecting. Both these players for G2 are low. shox isn't. I want to see a match on New Vertigo, dude. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's get some teams in. Vertigo, please. Oh, AmaNEk hitting that shot. G2 obviously finding a lot of success here in this 3rd round. They literally had just Glocks and 2 deagles at the start of this one, but now it's a very doable task with Kenny and AmaNEk both weapons in their hands, an SMG and a Famous, respectively. shox has still got that deagle in place. It's him against Viktor here. He needs to hit the 1 tap and just can't nail it. Of course, that aim punch sometimes a little too much, as Kenny S and AmaNEk want to go apparently for a split towards one towards A and then the other towards the B bomb site. Oh, AmaNEk might have actually just found that shot. Viktor now charging back to B, and he's going to be caught in AmaNEk's crosshairs here. A perfect shot as G2 steal away the 3rd round, getting an early point on the board. Triple AKs, there's the AWP, and also the Famous on Lucky. The flashes through. Of course, Windigo, double Famous, M4A4, and then there's the AUG as well. So G2 with a full buy, with exception to that Famous. That's a slight redundancy that you've got there. A bit of a problem, but you can work with it. They could have even invested in AK and got rid of it if they wanted. However, shit, look at that. He's going to be instantly found. shox punches him straight through that wall. Instant headshots there. And you've got to be very cautious about these mid plays in these different positions. Windigo's defense obviously a little more gap-filled than their previous maps. JaCkz finds another headshot, and coming up behind, Poi's able to drop that bomb. There's the Famous in line. AmaNEk needs to charge in, and oh, there is the shot, the spray down the 2nd round. 2-2, even Stevens. Minus Lucky plus Pasha Biceps. That's what Door says. So yeah, Windigo are obviously going to be feeling like great about themselves. They've just come back from WESG, which they had just the perfect performance. That grand final against Dago as well. And remember, that's $500,000. That's a lot of money for pretty much any team, but especially some of these smaller ones. MBK, another Frenchman that lost to one of those finalists over in China. It's me, Captain Obvious. Not true. Not true. No, not 5 million. No, not 5 million for CSGO tournaments. Not yet, not yet. So lucky up top, AK-47 in hand. They do get the spray down. So G2 a third round here. They were looking pretty good on that previous map, but Windigo able to 16-14 just breeze it in. At the very end, just like tip it over the line. Yeah, majors are the same. Majors are $1 million, then $500,000 for the winner, I think. But for the majors, you get all that sticker money and stuff. So let's say all that sticker money went into a prize pool, the major would have like a 10 million plus prize pool. Oh, that nade. That'd have actually found a kill. That's the devastating fact, because Poise, he's low on HP, 23. That nade would have very easily found him. JaCkz is down 2-3. And these flashes are perfect from G2. Their T side looking scary here. AmaNEk, yep, going to be the first man in. Of course, this AWP scope towards door, but no, making it through window instead. Viktor could actually hold up this line down, and shox, the last man alive, he walks through tons, and there's a spray down from Viktor. The B site held up all on his own, and 3-3 being that scoreline. And it does come down to that nade, the little margins. Of course, he was out towards long just there, but missing the shots, missing that nade, that's a real problem. I don't know if that could have really turned the tide for G2. CSGO is all based off very slim margins. So let's see if Windigo can put together the double up setup here. It's Kenny S straight the way down mid. Viktor and SHiPZ both watching and waiting. The double up setup on the CT side of Dust 2 is actually quite common. You'll probably put one towards long and then one towards the B bomb site or mid. They've done that. It is actually car and the B site. Instead, now SHiPZ does catch one crossing, knows that there's a second man in. Doesn't want to move back into it because these French players are so fast on the shot. SHiPZ, you could almost see it coming. shox caught right behind that smoke. No information gathered and no actual intel spotted, but 3-3. Windigo might be able to put a fourth on the board. Remember that they need, I would say, a considerable number of CT rounds here to be able to eliminate the G2 defense, which will come. Bubble, no idea why that was necessary. And with the follow-up flash, almost blocker taken out. Down to 22. And now it will be the A bomb site, which is in contest. JaCkz instantly through and needs to find this follow-up. Or both headshots. Great openings from him. And with that bomb planted all out in the open, SHiPZ coming in through short. He needs to make this inwards and onwards quickly. As Kenny S over in the corner. There gets spotted and found. JaCkz, his position compromised also. And SHiPZ, why did he jump? Why do you do it to yourself? You know that he's playing towards CT spawn, and you give these top tier professional players one opportunity, one bullet, one shot, and they will take it and take your head clean off. A big mistake made, and that is not one that you want to make against G2. Both of these teams, you cannot be affording to make mistakes like that. It's like when I see on Overpass on the B bomb site, players going for consistent jumps up. I don't like that. You can't be giving your opponents any opportunity. However, the enemy takes it. That shot was absolutely nuts. And now a pause. You usually find, well, we saw it last map, that when G2 stole a round away, Windigo instantly came back with just the instant pause. Three to 4 should be getting back into this one shortly. Windigo won't have enough money, so that one bullet tapped is legitimately worth 2 rounds here. Those are the small margins that really count to big differences in CSGO. It might be a small action, but the impact of that action is absolutely monumental. And now G2, they're back on the board, they're still rolling, and it does look... Three to 4 here. And G2, 5 lots of AK-47s. You've also got a Windigo. Their side, they've got, well, a scrappy buy. This is a risk that they've taken. I think that G2 might have been expecting this. So let's see what their response is. AmaNEk, 10 frags, the newest player in this G2 side, obviously bidding body for this fresh blood. This blocker straight down rocket should be instantly taken care of. You never ever get away with that. JaCkz can hear a lot of players running and rushing throughout CT spawn and trying to make this cross, but there's the first man spotted. Bubbles close and personal. And, oh, they can bait him in. Boys, nice shots. And now they have to be very careful and cautious of long. You've got SHiPZ waiting and watching here, but he's covering in CT spawn where G2 already know that there's a player playing, so this is not going to be a surprise whatsoever. They're going to be aim traced and angles covered all the way through. No pop flash either, so this boost will pop. And now, poise over on short. This is a lot of Windigo coverage on the A-bomb site, but G2 already here, and it's a bunch of frags for these Ts. Only one man hidden away in the corner, and AmaNEk instantly lasers him away. What a robot. 5 rounds on the board for G2. That was Terminator style. Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, we've seen some very back and forth play from both these teams so far, but it does look like G2 are starting to run away with this game. A slight risk taken by Windigo just a few moments ago to actually go for the buy there in the 8th. So now in the 9th, you'd kind of be expecting this T side to make some sort of response. Shox towards the bottom of tons. JaCkz instantly there with 1, 2, and 3. Nicely done. Those rounds are just easy peasy for a G2 side who have all players firing on all cylinders. Yes, down at the bottom of the scoreboard. He's been near the top previously, so I don't know whether that change-up's going to have any massive effect. However, I'm sure we'll see. 3 to 6, all AKs for G2, and all speed action and full speed ahead for the Windigo side. Do find that first, and they are putting together kill after kill here. There's another. Poise just about misses that follow-up, but does connect with the next. It's G2 just peeking one by one here, now making their way out. Poise for another, and Lucky's next in line. It should be the quad kill here. It is. 4 rounds, 4 kills, and Windigo should be feeling a lot more confident. Poise with 15 and 7. He is single-handedly carrying this Bulgarian squad. Everybody else completely lagging behind. He's on 15 frags. The other 4 players put together on 16. And 10 rounds in as well. This isn't like a small data set. We're not talking about somebody having the majority of the frags in the game at the back of the pistol. But Windigo really haven't found that many rounds. The ones that they have all been Poise. the flashes over the top, and Poise about to make his way through, looking for this angle. And there's the headshot. shox opens. He's been a little lackluster on those openings today, but certainly not in this 11th round. Both headshots. And now it has to be Bubble to hold down the line. shox next. And he actually matches the Frenchman's effort. Oh, shot from Kenny S. AK-47 held in. And now Viktor about to make his wraparound 2v2. And players all out in the open, but Lucky actually finding that shot really causes complications. Because now AmaNEk can just toss the Molotov in, and that pretty much ends the round. He's going to jump off the back of it. Viktor, nothing he can do. He can actually defuse on the other side of that molly, but surely AmaNEk would go for the peak. He's actually got another molly! Oh, it's barbecues on the A-bomb site. Get your sausages out. 7-4, G2. Once again, just AmaNEk had a stash of nades towards the back of short. And when you actually toss that molly in, it's game over. If your opponent doesn't have a smoke, he cannot defuse. There's no way, shape or form that it can happen. We've got almost 6,000 people here, everybody. By the way, make sure to invite your friends, your family, your dog, your mum, anybody, because I want to get over 10,000 viewers for this game. Maybe it's not possible. That's what some people said. But we're already at 5.7. I don't know if we can double that by the end of the stream. We're 4-7 in, so I think that's a good target here. If everybody invites just one person, then my dreams come true. My dreams come true. I want to break that 10,000. What is a molten frog? I don't know. Three lots of orgs. You've got the AWP on Poise, and Emfreo and S on Bubble. And shox already dropping on that G2 side. They've got rifles. Whereas he went down, but block is here. And here's the lineup. Flash in the sky. And G2 do have to back off. They're just playing behind this blue crate. Now, Bubble has got a very nice angle here. Instantly finds it. There's the two-piece. And Poise puts that shot together on short. I think he can actually be a weak point here. I know that he's found lots of kills, and yeah, he's been doing great and wonderful and everything, but he's playing very aggressively right now. And if G2 just saw that, if I had seen that play where he's just standing on top of Car in a 2 versus 5, I'd be saying, right, this guy's going to get complacent, and we need to push him. Maybe he just finds those shots anyway. However, I wouldn't expect that to happen. I'd be trying to challenge that AWP right now, and it is the same thing. It's putting your chips on roulette on number 7 when number 7's really hot, when it's come up a bunch of times. And CS, it might be the inverse. Sometimes you want to avoid the guy who's firing on all cylinders, but you can't really avoid him right now. What's your real name? My real name is Jamie Stewart. My name is obviously Squid CS. That's my little caster name, my little alias. So, thanks for asking. I appreciate that you're somewhat interested. Back in, and he can't fire off the shot in time. It chips instead to put together the kill. Lucky makes his way towards upper tons. It's Eco. Should fall the way of Windigo, should be 6-7. And then the shox AK. Let's see if that can actually do anything. He's put it towards Min. Viktor's going to be the first man in line. Smoke's in the hands of I think both of those B defenders, yeah, SHiPZ and Viktor both have them. So Tons can actually be smoked off. If they wait till the 30-second mark, they can smoke Tons until this clock hits 0. And that might not be a guaranteed round win, but up against Glocks and now this bomb, they should be putting this smoke down, but shox in behind. He's able to cause a distraction, and SHiPZ in the back of this site needs to, 2 for 1 and the 4K. What a round from him up against the pistols. G2 stand no chance. 6-7, and it might have been the aforementioned scoreline, but definitely not as we were expecting it. Thank you so much for the awesome commentary. Lots of love and support from India. Cheers. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Was that an ace? I thought that was just a quad kill. That's unbelievable. What an ace there. The collapse to finish things off as well was definitely not what G2 bargained for. Hello, boys. He might be a little fast on the trigger here. A little bit eager to get the kills in because he tagged SHiPZ. Let's see. All taken down to 65. Yeah, cheers, India, mate. Yeah, that is not good. Going towards this B bomb site once again, challenging SHiPZ towards the back of B site. He's on plat and definitely looking for some more kills here. I hate standing on top of car. I hate that Poise does it. He's not been punished yet, but I would definitely be heading that way. shoxy from mid instantly racks up that headshot, but there's still 2 B defenders. No longer as SHiPZ drops and it's only Viktor remains. shoxy spots him out. There's the spray down. 2 versus 4, and Windigo, they might as well go in for this one. They've got enough money. I don't even know about that. Maybe that's not accurate. Bubble's barely got any cash, so Blocker, if he survives, he'll probably drop over to Bubble. They're not going to have big loss bonus by any means. It's only going to be the 1400. How old was Forsaken when he used... I don't know, wasn't he like 17 or something? I never even saw the guy. I did see the clip of the admin like trying to like yank him off his PC. I did see that. That's funny. But also really sad because like one tournament has a cheater in it. Like one little tournament that like nobody watched, and then we instantly have to like criticize the whole esport because of it and say everybody's cheating, everybody is. I don't think everybody's cheating. I think that it should be heavily regulated, but I don't think it's like the biggest problem in the planet. Am I reading the YouTube chat? I'm not actually reading the YouTube chat right now. I'm sorry. How many views do we have over there? Because that YouTube channel actually gets like a lot of views. We just put it up for the people who prefer YouTube. Funnily enough, I'm not actually going to say my preference, but you know, I do have a preference. But in terms of the chat, I'll always navigate towards the more busy chat, and that's always been Twitch. That flick just misses boys with another 3 frags. I did recommend that they challenge him, but I didn't necessarily think that would be the result. At the end of the half, 8-7, and Windigo, yeah, they're looking good, but it's about as close as it gets. Welcome back to CSGO Fight Night. It's the second half just about getting underway between G2 and Windigo. By the way, guys, we're going live very soon on our other Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CSGO Fight Night. No spaces, no underscores, nothing like that. It's CSGO Fight Night. Make sure that you go over there and check out all the goings-ons over on the FLGG's other channels. It's 8 to 7 right now. We're going to be covering the Dreamhack Masters action all day here from EFLGG, and smokes over the top. It's bubble, then with a follow-up flash as well. G2 now on this CT side, the favoured side, I'd say. Only slightly favoured. We have seen T-halves overwhelmingly beat another side, and Poise has a very good plan for this one. He's gonna get baited in here by the Glocks and then take the shot with a P250. This is to eliminate somebody on the back of Plat. However, they find the kill on the A-bomb site. AmaNEk now will get challenged. The flashes will really favour AmaNEk though, as he finds a pair of shots. Poise even drops, and that is a shutdown. G2 with players on all accounts to completely rip this attack to shreds. Nine to 7, G2 lead. They need 7 more to finish this off. Of course, Windigo need 9 more. It's 16 rounds in. It's just the inverse of each other's score lines, but AmaNEk spray down through towards upper tons. Bunch of damage, but no real frags. Nobody's gone for big investment here from Windigo. $1,200 on Poise, so I don't know why he needed to buy so much in this second round, hoping that they'll get a buy in the third. Of course they will, if they want it, but he's going to be a little bit light. He's only going to have like $3,100, whereas he would have had 38. Otherwise, teammates finding frags. It kind of has to be Poise finding the frags, though, to get that extra kill bonus for that to all be worthwhile. But Poise there finds one. This might actually be decent as they pick up 2 frags. It's SHiPZ last alive. He's going to have money into the next round anyway. So although he gets slaughtered 10 to 7, it's Windigo with plenty of cash. Even Poise there after finding those kills, after finding at least that 1 kill, he's able to get enough money in. This economy system is also quite funky. It definitely favours underdogs. And sometimes that little push is all it takes for an underdog, sorry, to take it over the line. The scout moving in. And watching the back of B-bomb site, AmaNEk waiting with this org, and that boost gets absolutely clattered. Blocker with a nice opening shot. Throws the nades back, and JaCkz gets crippled by that one. Down to 67. And now Windigo about to make their way through onto this B-bomb site. They have a big collapse in attack. Looking for the 10-8 here as Bubble, right behind him, turns around 180 degrees. JaCkz last alive. He's already been tagged as well, down to, well, 2/3 of his original health. 10 to 8 being in this potential scoreline. And JaCkz could even find the first, but missing that shot against Bubble. He's going to back away. It's going to be 10-8. No retake here. He even gets found by SHiPZ from the side who, you know, he's been a little bit shaky today. He's been one of the shakier players. Viktor in this map, it's only 6 frags. That's not enough. Poise right at the top, 22 and 12. The only reason Windigo is still here, this would be just a very one-sided performance if it wasn't for him. Even in that T side, even in that previous round, doing good damage, finding good pickups. The walk down mid is easily going to find players. Oh, G2 feeding him right now. Straight in with the headshot. And shox might be good for 1, but instantly gets taken down. And this force buy not working out for G2 Esports. JaCkz went for the save. He obviously wants to drop that AWP to Kenny S in the next buy round. However, this has not worked out for them. Kenny S last alive. He's even been spotted out. He can be tapped away by SHiPZ's AK. 10-9. This one could be close once again. Both teams definitely taking this, and we've had some very long games today. However, this one I don't see any sign of that slowing down. When there's such big stakes on the line, when it's making your way to a $250,000 Dreamhack event, that's when teams start to fluster, start to sometimes crumble. This time, not necessarily crumbling, just each in turn stepping up to the plate. It's going to be 10-10, even once again. It's been literally even since 0-0 so far in the first map. And Windigo able to 16-14 that one. Now they go through to the second, up against the G2 side, who are looking for some wins. We're on our 8th hour of streaming, everybody. We went live with our pre-show at 8:30 this morning, and now 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're still going with this Dreamhack Masters Malmo action. Viktor flashing right through that smoke, and JaCkz only able to take one. Corner taken, and Kenny S falls. Windigo finding the crucial openings here in the 21st. shox obviously aggressively poised behind that smoke, has the flashbang, and he's going to go straight through, but Bubble, he's watching and waiting for it, needed a follow-up flash, and it's just not enough to take this round and get into the lead again. SHiPZ has his flank. AmaNEk is history. Lucky's next in line, but he's already long gone towards this B bomb site, and all the way out of this action, all the way towards T-spawn. Lucky over by T-spawn, finally gets eliminated. Windigo rid the G2 side of all the rifles. They're going to be strapped for cash here in the 22nd. They've got barely anything. This has to be an eco here for the Frenchies. They've just not got anything. Oh, what a headshot. Poiz has found that kill twice now on the cross, and that's just such a crucial one. Even in these little ecos, big spray line blocker with 2 frags, and just no damage done really by the G2 side. They're not even going to find a kill here in this round, and that means that Windigo, they're just going to have so much money. Look at that. 4 players up above $10,000. Bubble, he's got 14,000 bucks in his pocket. Blocker is just behind with 9.6. Everybody practically on 5 figures right now. Without the Richard Branston of Counter-Strike. Team Windigo, they've got like $55,000 between the 5 of them. Residual cash. Not good. Not good for G2. They're going to be very much strapped here. And it means that as G2 find rounds, Windigo is still going to have follow-up buy rounds. The way to take lots of points in Counter-Strike is to force ecos. Then you get 2 for 1 each time. And sometimes even 3 for 1 if you can hit the reset at the right time. However, that hasn't happened here. And that means that G2 are going to have to fight back. There's the leg. SHiPZ survives. Molotovs, maybe G2 getting a little bit nervous about this one. You can't afford to make those mistakes. Flashes through, and A minute 20 on the board means that shox goes for the double spray down, lines them up, and Lucky's flashbang helps him significantly. Now towards the B bomb site, the push prompted, and Windigo, although they all fall, they will have a buy once again, and again after. So this is certainly not looking good. Nothing to really celebrate about for G2. They need to knuckle down and take multiple rounds in a row, and these might be difficult. SHiPZ with an instant pick, the take. JaCkz gone. Remember, everybody, to check out twitch.tv/CSGO Fight Night. We are going to be live with some action over on that channel pretty much indefinitely now. Look at this. He's found himself a 1 versus 2, but this is all damage. This is actually going to be a proper problem for G2 because they've got like no money in this situation. And SHiPZ finding this many kills is a real issue. I know that he's not going to be able to do all too much else. However, shox is here to finish him. But 3 frags is a real difference maker because now that means that G2 have to pretty much spend all of this cash for a buy round here in the 24th. Double AWP setup. Let's see what Lucky JaCkz goes for. It is the M4s, but nobody on G2 even hitting the $2,000 mark. Kenny S, the richest, with 1,600. This could have been a fully fledged economy on the G2 side, but no longer. Bubble moves into that molly, takes so much damage there, and they're almost down to 4 before they've even really got started. That's a problem. I know that AmaNEk really wants this angle, but I would not suggest it. I would not recommend. Flashes over the top. Viktor can't hit any shots, and AmaNEk evades that flash. Needs to hit some shots now. Backs off after nailing one, and it's shox through the back of mid, still with plenty of bullets in the barrel, and that is classic vintage shoxy right there. 12-12 equalizer could actually force up a third map here if G2 can keep up this pace. The last couple of rounds have been pretty damn good, and shoxy's starting to come alive in this series. We saw him on Nuke earlier with a really bad performance on that previous map as well. Didn't really do all too much, but here, 21 frags. He's leading the charge now for the G2 side. And for Windigo, it's still poised, but joining him near the top is SHiPZ. 2 players really carrying the brunt of this attack. (12-12), and Windigo about to make their play into the B-bomb site. Viktor about to make his way out mid, eats that smoke, but it doesn't close off the choke point. It's not going to slow Windigo down. They've already got players on the other side of it. Sprayed out, connected a couple of shots, but not all really all too much. And now AmaNEk finding a shot. It's Poise has to come through and instantly nails the face of AmaNEk. It's Poise with another. Look at this. Now needs to get the bomb down, but with a minute remaining, Windigo pretty much have this 13th sealed. (12-12), G2 surviving with just the single rifle. I was about to say 2, but shox getting a little too aggressive, and I don't know why G2 keep doing this to themselves. They're going to have, like, no loss bonus here. I think it's 1,900 per player. Look, let's see if I get it right for the first time. I don't! Again! How do I get it wrong? I get the loss bonus wrong every time now. I guess it's per half. If you want to calculate how much loss bonus you're going to get, you have to work out the difference between the two teams' score lines in that half, and then work it out based on that. Interesting, interesting. Double AWPs for Kenny and AmaNEk. The Windigo side have an AWP of their own. Noob cast right. I am a bit of a noob. Windigo finding that opening though. That shox gone, and he's been the highest value player so far for G2 for that French side. So now as the flashes come through to long, JaCkz is going to be very isolated. He's over in the corner and now needs a couple of pickups, but that flash comes in a bit late. Blocker in up behind, fades that molly, and actually does spot the spray down. Blocker doing good work here as JaCkz next in line, gets tagged away but fires some bullets in return. AmaNEk misses. He needs to hit this follow-up shot to shut down mid. Actually hits the tag, but AmaNEk just can't find this kill. Maybe the nade over the top will do it. It will, but Poise there in with another frag. Knows that AmaNEk is covering this close angle. And Poise... Oh, another shot! What was that? These openings have been brutal. And JaCkz towards long just can't do anything. He is locked out of this situation. Poise even waiting for this cross to come through. I don't think he quite spots it. I think he's watching towards the top of mid, not T-spawn. So now Blocker might even have the information that JaCkz is going to go for this one. He doesn't necessarily need to peek aggressive, however. Ship's coming in from behind. It is JaCkz in position to maybe hit somewhat of a retake. We got 7,500 people. I'm looking for 10,000, but I don't think that's going to happen unless we go to overtime. Tamalum is not a fan. He doesn't like me. That's fine. Who do people prefer, me or Tamalum? Let's have a vote. If people vote for Tamalum, I'll let Tamalum cast. I'll stand down. It's like kings. It's like the king. I have to like abdicate the throne. But it does look like Tamalum loses. I think that we should vote Tamalum. I think he should cast it. I don't know. I'm just being rude for no reason. I'm sorry, Tamalum. I don't really mean it. 14-12, and G2, they're going to need to do something more offensive than my insults here if they are going to pull this back. Otherwise, it is going to be Windigo through 2-0. 14-12, and with G2's buy completely broken, that is favourable right now. Oh, Poise. Look at the way that he takes those angles there. Just spotting for the shoulders, and that's the perfect way to find openings on the T side. It's so hard to do, by the way. You've got to have like a mind palace which extends through all the maps of CSGO that you can mentally picture those angles, and as you take them you know exactly what's coming next. You know the color that you're expecting to see. If you see a bit more blue, if it's a bit darker, then maybe you should take the shots. Just coming through in bubble. Double spray down there. Bomb dropped. And AmaNEk needs to hold this down, but he's all on his lonesome and catching the cross. Poise able to punish. He has been rocking and rolling since the very first round. He's over 30 kills in regulation. 31 frags. What a performance. Yeah, I have been on for 8 hours. That is true. Yep, that's true. Either way, 12-15, and Windigo might be about to 2-0 this matchup. It's AmaNEk holding with that AUG, and Kenny S finally finds it with the AWP. A minute 30 on the board, and Lucky and Kenny need to pull this back, need an overtime performance here. Otherwise, they're going to be going to that bottom bracket. And Windigo, I don't think we were maybe favouring them. I did have them slightly ahead going into this series, but in 3 maps, not 2. especially with Dust 2 coming in. And Windigo, we know that they're good at this map, however, caught on the cross, Lucky able to find another, and shox is right up top to be able to eliminate Poise. Great headshot, and just Viktor remains. He's been the lowest fragging player so far this match for the Windigo side, or he was earlier. I don't know if that's still the case. I'd suspect so. Yeah, 10 frags right at the bottom there, down with Bubble. They have had a pretty tough time here against G2. If it wasn't for Poise just firing on all cylinders, this game would have been over ages ago. But he does need to do it one more time. Otherwise, we're going to be going to overtime here. We're going to be going to further rounds, more than 30. Giraffe, you're right. I binned it. I got rid of it. Just for you, man. Just for you. I saw your comment and I changed it all up. So, G2, double AWP setup, good defense, looking for 2 more for overtime. This is still a doable map for Gamers 2 here. However, they do need a flawless performance in these final 2. And then going into overtime, Lucky misses that first shot. Bubble doesn't quite die, and now he's got 3 Ts equally waiting. shox up behind, does take that and puts pressure on the back, on the flank. He should just try and stay alive for as long as possible. That is really what he's gunning for here. Blocker does get flashed up, but then finds the follow-up. Lucky doesn't take the shot. Instead, it's Kenny to find fire. And Lucky as well. These AWPs picking in. SHiPZ going to get completely finished by shox from behind. He played perfectly there. Held that flank in place. And now G2 are just 1 away from overtime. But we saw this earlier today. Windigo won that previous match 16-14. They took a pause just before. And now they're going to look to repeat history. Lucky picking up the AWP. Instead of AmaNEk, that's a change-up that they've made. Of course, AmaNEk at the top of that scoreboard, along with shox, both equal with 25 kills, 25... Or 25 kills, sorry, 5 assists. Along with 20 and 19 deaths, respectively. That's a good performance throughout this map, but they do need to finish this off strong here. And, oh, Windigo do go down the hills there. First man, SHiPZ tries to trade it. There's the spray down. Nobody should be peeking as Kenny S lands a nuclear bomb of a nade. SHiPZ gone, and this might be Windigo letting this slip to overtime. They had map points here. They had series points. They could have been staying in this upper bracket here for the Dallas qualifier. However, G2, they're not going to just lie down. They're not just going to roll over and die. Windigo need to pull back this 2 versus 4. This is the easiest method to make this a 2-0. Otherwise, it's going to be fighting back through overtime in the G2 side, who are going to be incredibly confident. There's Kenny S catching the cross, and just Viktor remains. Lucky finds him, and that's 15-15. We're going to OT once again here at CSGO Fight Night.
Are you interested in getting into the esports scene and potentially making a career out of it? Do you stream, cast, play, write, or design games? If you do, send us an email at info@efightingleague.com or send us a DM at EFLGG. Game on.
It's CSGO Fight Night. We're back in overtime between Gamers 2 and Windigo. There's a spot in Dallas up for grabs. And, of course, Texas awaits for one of these 2 teams. Well, potentially one of these 2 teams. They've still got further games to play, but I would say that the winner of this game is most likely the team going through to the to the Dallas Dreamhack Masters Championship. We've got 8,000 people here watching. And by the way, it's my dream. It's like my dream here at EFL GG to hit 10,000 concurrent viewers. We've never done it before, so make sure that you get your friends involved, get everybody. I'm too woke, dude. I'm too woke. Oh no, city is my London. Is too woke, dude. That is a cool name. That is cool. That is a cool guy. 15-15, double AWPs for G2 once again. And overtime always offers a change of pace. It's a very different scenario to what we often see. The max money being 16,000 for these championships as well means that both teams are going to have full buys. The only time that the CT side will ever be deprived of cash is if they go for massive buys twice in a row and then lose them both. That's the only time they're ever going to be strapped for cash. It's Windigo finding some kills early on and thinning out this defense. They know that there's a second man over by Car. Kenny has to crush and he has to run away, but him and Lucky both finding pickups. Viktor now last alive, 1 versus 3, and over in overtime this is where you find big plays. But Kenny, yes, he comes up bigger. 16 on the board for G2, but it's not the 16 that they were looking for earlier. Now they're looking for 19 rounds. 18-18 would force an overtime number 2, and G2 here could actually put us on another map. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. They're now ahead. A long rush. JaCkz has to get the hell out of there. He actually gets tagged up by one of those nades, so slows his running down. However, G2 now need to put together these plays, and the nade down on the ground means that JaCkz can finally find at least 1 kill. Kenny's very low and trying to take those sprays from the smoke. Another follow-up flash, and Windigo do make the cross. JaCkz with another. He's doing everything on his own right now, and shox in the back line. He's going to be able to find 1 and tries to tap away at 2. There he is. It's only blocker left, and JaCkz able to find him through the fire and flames. A 17-15. He takes a nade right in the mouth, but G2 do extend this lead. They are 2 away from map number 3. So a third map might await. G2 need to finish this one off, and they have had a bit of issue closing so far today, but Windigo, you could certainly say the same. They had map points, they had series points, and they've let it slip. When you go from series point to facing another map, that is where it becomes really devastating, and you have to have heavy and high mental fortitude to really come back here. It's shox to put together 2. He's starting to step up. He's often that clutch master in the pivotal position. And 2 kills in this round as well is really going to work out. But Windigo putting together more frags, and Kenny S's AWP just charging down. AmaNEk still on the B-bomb site. He's watching in here. The flash pops just out of his screen, so he's able to find the easy shot onto ships. And now in a 1 versus 3, they need to challenge this top fragger. It's Poise. He is literally poised on this B-bomb site. And, misses that shot by a whisker. Knows that AmaNEk must be in tunnels, must be near this B-bomb site. But there's the opening frag. He gets shot down to 50. However, he's got company from behind. G2 wrap in. And that's a flawless CT side. 3-0. And Windigo in a lot of trouble here. A lot of trouble. Good half, good half. Inferno decides if these 2 teams have decided here. If Windigo can make it double overtime and then actually find even more, they need 6 rounds out of the next 9 to manage that. Actually, they need 7 out of the next 9. Whereas G2 need 1 out of the next 3. A little bit of warm-up before we get back into this. Remember, this is live. Yeah, Windigo is pretty good. 18 to 15. G2 just need one more to finish this off. Of course, max cash for all players. And of course, you get that little bit of extra win bonus as well. Claptree, thank you very much. Love this caster. Love you too. Caster, I need a friend. Can I be your friend? Yeah, you can be my friend. AmaNEk nipples. I don't want to see those nipples or hear anything else about them, but yeah, I'll be your friend. G2 now looking to finish off this matchup. SHiPZ finding the opening shot. That was over towards the B bomb site. He's looking down aggressively straight towards this side of the map. It's JaCkz poking in towards the A bomb site. AK-47 in hand. A shot here is crucial to hit. Someone somewhere on the server needs to find something. There might be shox here, Bubble. Just chasing him away with the bullets, of course. That M4 now has 5 extra bullets in the barrel. And all poise. Never find it. AmaNEk now, another spray down, another trade. As it does look like G2 Esports want to make this game longer. Not going to close it out here, potentially, but if they can find these kills onto Bubble and Co, then potentially taking this A-bomb site. They've got the C4 quite close in on towards, and now Bubble has to find it, but yeah, Blocker finding a shot. Lucky he's here, and over on Ram could actually find tags. There's 2 kills, but there are 2 players eagerly awaiting, and he has barely a bullet left. Spots a man towards short as well, but how's he going to get this reload in? There's another, but yeah, you know, Viktor's right there. 16 to 18, Windigo do survive, and now they need 2 to force overtime number 2. Hey Caster, can you cook? I know this is a very crucial game right now, man. This is a very important game. I would keep your head in the game, but no, of course I can't. I'm a Counter-Strike caster. We're useless at everything else apart from casting. And some of us are even useless at casting. It is lucky in AmaNEk to find shots on long, and Poise needs to now hold up the line. SHiPZ with a kill towards mid. That's actually very important because it means that G2 only have 1 prong, and AmaNEk right above the line hits the headshot. That might be G2 forcing map 3. Windigo had so many opportunities to close out this game, but it just didn't happen. Lucky close to this smoke, and it's all on Viktor. He has to find a 1 versus 4, and this is just borderline impossible. Drops the bomb, but JaCkz drops him, and that is G2 forcing up map number 3. What a beautiful performance then. We are going to Inferno. I did not think we were going to see a 3rd and final map here. After Dust 2, after Windigo, they were on map and series point. They were about to make their voyage into the upper bracket, but we see further rounds and further maps. G2 with 1 more chance, and we'll see if they can make it right after this break. Wow, everybody. Welcome back. It's G2 versus Windigo, and this is the 3rd and final map of this series. They have just finished the 9th round. I've got no idea who just won it, but I think this is going to be an exciting match nonetheless. Let me get the Twitch chat open so I can talk to you, all you lovely people. G2 starting on that CT side. I presume they did win the 9th round then. And then Windigo starting on T. I think this is going to be a close one. Both these teams just took a very long break. So I was going to start, and I was preparing like my opening segment and everything, and thinking that I was going to start to talk about fatigue and starting to talk about how tired these 2 teams are. But I just had a break. I just had a sandwich, and I've been casting as long as G2 have been playing. I casted since their first game this morning. They've been literally playing for 7 straight hours. I think that that's insane. I think that's a really long time to have to play at the top level. But they should feel refreshed now. They had about a 20-25 minute break, and they should be feeling fine about this one. Let's get into this matchup. Windigo about to attack this A-bomb site. You've got shox over by Arch. 4 defenders over towards this side of the map, and they've already spotted the Windigo threat. They move round to Arch and actually going to take it through to the B-bomb site. JaCkz finds one but falls back with a lot of damage to his brain, to his head. It's lucky. I don't know where the communication went wrong there, but Windigo fully taking this B-bomb site. Yeah, you weren't waiting for me to have a sandwich. I just had the sandwich. I didn't. You weren't waiting on that. That was just during the break. I decided to eat a sandwich. And if you want to know, earlier I ate another sandwich, and I ate also an apple and a banana, which is very unusual for me. I barely ever eat fruit. That's probably one of the first 5 pieces of fruit I've eaten this, or 2 of the 5 first pieces of fruit that I've eaten this year. I never eat fruit till, you know, whatever. But yeah, you're never going to wait for your caster. You're always going to be waiting for the players, and the players did need a bit of a detox. They've been playing for a very long time. Both these teams, by the way, had very long matchups. Windigo, of course, had a bit of a break between their 2 series, and G2 didn't. They had like a 5-10 minute break between the last map of the first game and then the first map of this one. And considering that G2, out of their games today, they've had 6 maps. This is their 6th, and almost all of them have went to 30 rounds or overtime. Fatigue has to be setting in. Send me the sandwich. You know, I had a chicken sandwich earlier. Somebody just told me that it was gone off, so I had to chuck the rest of the chicken in the bin. And then I had a ham sandwich, which was also very nice. Both of them were very nice, to be honest. I don't even think the chicken was bad. I would still eat it. I would still eat it, I'll be honest. I'm absolutely disgusting. Kenny S. It's a bomb site. Fine first. Viktor with 2 big kills, but JaCkz is still hidden in pit, and there's a trio of frags. Unbelievable. Bubble gets plucked out the sky, and shox is there for the behind. SHiPZ gets ripped, and it is a 2-0 start for G2, who force eco here in this third. Chicken bot, you know, I am the chicken bot. Any more after this game? Big game? Yep, we'll go straight into the American matches right after this at 7 o'clock GMT. That's in 2 hours. Let's hope this one's finished slightly before. You know, got to get into all this action. So yeah, make sure that you stick around on EFLGG as the European show ends. And then the American one begins. shox getting tapped towards the top of banana, down to just under 70 health, and tapped away to just 20. Now has to be very careful. And against the Windigo pistols, we've seen them do damage with these before. We haven't actually seen a lot of eco round wins this whole game. However, these gun rounds have been when both these teams have been contentious. Been in with this one, and then this being an Inferno matchup always lends itself to long games. I know G2 have started off strong, but oh, look at this. It looks like an Asimov, but it isn't. The Desert Eagle Mecha Industries. This is an Asimov, the P250. And a couple of shots. Funky stuff. It's going to be 3-0. G2 taking a nice assertive lead. How many people have we got watching? Is anybody watching this? It doesn't show me on my phone. Let's go to my dashboard. Oh, here we go. Here's my dashboard, the one that I want. Wow, there are 4,500 people here. Unbelievable. We're in our 9th hour of broadcast now. We've been going since 8:30 this morning. It's now 5 o'clock in the evening. Not done with the Counter-Strike just yet. We've got a lot more in store for all you people. It's G2 starting off with a 3-0 start. Of course, a fast map would be a big anomaly today. We've had big 30-round overtime performances in many AmaNEk. dunks that nade in. What's going on? It's Kenny S to find another. SHiPZ going in towards this A bomb site, and he has this crossfire to break. Kenny S, he's got his knife out. I think he's timed out. It's all down to AmaNEk. He has to hold up and hit, and he doesn't do that for nearly long enough. I think Kenny's timed out here. I'm not sure about that one. He needs a bit of support from shox, who, yeah, he can bait him in. However, expecting shox to try and do some damage. SHiPZ with another. And it's only Lucky remains. If G2 lose off the back of this, that would be devastating. Lucky moving in from behind. And he has to get Lucky, catch good timing, because SHiPZ, he's watching and waiting this angle. Lucky just playing the patience game right now. He's not got a kit, but there's one right in front of him. He can't swap out this FAMAS either, because SHiPZ will hear him in this situation. That's it. There's the headshot. Nicely done. And we will see a technical pause here as we wait for Kenny S to join back in. And maybe that was part of the problem, why they didn't get started so long. Oh no, I very much doubt that. G2 bettor, you know what? Good. If you bet for G2, if you bet for Windigo, I'm happy for you, because this has been an exciting series. Your blood pressure must be exponentially higher than it was earlier on today, because this has just been such a game. So G2 Windigo, another map that we're expecting will go the distance here. There's every potential that that happens as well. Kenny S will join back in a couple of moments. Can you say hello to my friendo Guido from Argentina? Hey, you people from Argentina. Happy to have you here. Very happy to have you here. We've had a truly international audience so far today. So when I woke up this morning, there were people saying that they were from Australia, from the other side of Australia. So they were like 12 hours ahead. And also Chicago, so like 5 hours behind. We had, and we do still have a truly international audience. These 5,000 people here are from all over the planet. And that's what's so good about esports. It would have been 4-0. Yeah, of course. So I don't know if that's what's happened to Kenny S. I don't think it's anything malicious. He might have literally just turned his PC off. His power might have went out in his house. You don't know what's happened at all until you get actual word through. And we've got the chat on, so we can see what players are saying. So players are usually adequately protected from this. And also, I thought that G2 was supposed to be playing from a team house. I guess that's not true, but... Yeah, our other channel's name is CSGO Fight Night. So we're actually streaming a match right now. If you're into the Brazilian Counter-Strike scene, go to twitch.tv/CSGO Fight Night. I'll even type it down here. twitch.tv/CSGO Fight Night. So yeah, go and check out that channel as well. Even if you just click on it and drop it a follow, that's so appreciated. Happy about that. Either way, we're still not into this game. A slight technical pause as Kenny S was dropped from the server during that last round. Unfortunate, did maybe cost G2 that round, so I can see why people would be unhappy in chat. I see why people would be unhappy about that. Of course, you've got a game to play. You've got bets, and then somebody presses F4 or whatever happened. I don't know what happened. Maybe his dog chewed through his PC power supply cord. Genuinely anything could have happened right here. But the score still stands 3-1. There will be no replay off the back of that. Of course, the rules in Counter-Strike are pretty simple when it comes to this. If you time out after any damage is done in the round, even just 1 HP's worth of damage, then you're not allowed to get that back. Kenny, he is back on the other hand. Welcome back, young sir. Now a 23-year-old CSGO AWP veteran. So 3-1, Windigo, of course, only 1 round so far. Poise back with that AWP. Remember, he did so much in that previous map. He found over 30 frags in regulation and was unable to find the win for his team in the end. He's got to be like very upset about that previous map. Every time that you find a big win and then lose it. When you've got tons of kills and you still can't find the map win, that's obviously disappointing to say the least. Kills towards the top of Banana. Windigo do isolate that B bomb site. G2 don't have anybody in the way of defense over towards this side of the map. Poise actually does find that pickup through the smoke. It's Kenny dropping once again, this time to the barrel of a weapon. Blocker doesn't check his angles, and shox able to take control there. And over towards... Oh, Poise. He is not in a good position here up against the shotguns. Needs to hit this shot. Oh, he does. Takes a lot of damage. Those shotguns are very inaccurate and very funky. They can sometimes do tons of damage, sometimes none at all. JaCkz now gets caught by Bubble, who's actually been one of the weaker players for Windigo so far today. That ex-Imperial, ex-E Frag Star, now also on this Bulgarian team. He had some issues. Well, you know what? A lot of these Bulgarian players have had their issues in the international scene. Viktor certainly has. Oh, wow, what a spray down. That's just Windigo going to work up mid. G2 can't do anything about that one, even with the pistols, just trying to gather together. It's not going to really pan out in their favour. Up towards mid and going for somewhat of a B split. Windigo, 2 players aggressively up Banana, and they are assisted by those nades. So the team play definitely working for Windigo right now, just to take map control. They've been pretty decent, especially on that count. They will be going towards the top of Banana and onto the bomb site. However, close to this smoke, it is lucky. G2 barely have the weaponry once again, but he wants to just spray away. Viktor does damage instead. No towards CT spawn. It's the AK-47 from SHiPZ that rips through. G2 can manage. Another round on the board for Windigo here, and after a bad start, that's exactly what you need. You need fast rounds, getting in quickly. The B bomb site seems to be the weak point that Windigo have isolated right now. G2 just don't have a big defense over here. Of course, they struggle when they stop finding these openings and entries. But G2 on the A bomb site, they've got 3 players over here, and shox and lucky towards B. And the sword needs to find more than just the one, but unable to do so. shox likewise needs more than just a single frag, but he's over in graveyard right now and gets picked up. It's SHiPZ again with those aggressive smoke pushes that keep working out, and G2 can't capitalize. Smoke dissipates. Kenny tries to close off visual from Banana, however SHiPZ is in towards graveyard, and that's just more and more frags. Kenny with more, and he could pick up a follow-up flick. It's Bubble within that smoke, and AmaNEk going for the spray down, but Bubble not going to be flustered here. Kenny needs to support, but Bubble needs to move in now. The defuse is happening. He gets the double spray down just in the nick of time. AmaNEk must have had 0.5 seconds away from that defuse, but still unable to make the magic happen. And they find themselves 3-5. G2 now back to a potential pistol round once again. Oh no, they're going for the buy-up. They're feeling pressured in this one. G2 plays a passive economy nowadays. It's probably not what you'd expect if you've seen French CS for the last 4 or 5 years, but G2 going for a force buy here. It's the AWP to pick in. Lucky gets tagged and tapped. Those nades going to whiz right past him. Let's see what shox can do right over the top. There's one and done. He's right out of there. Lucky actually gets caught in front of that Molotov instead of behind and wants to get even more aggressive. Viktor with one and falls. It's shox on the B bomb site right now. He's been supported by Kenny. So this dream team, the combination that pretty much everybody in the world wanted to see, now accompanying each other on this B-bomb site. shox right on top. Kenny just back below, but there's the instant headshot. I don't think they'll be expecting a second man over here. Kenny can hide away in this bomb site and finally gets the peek out, but can't even find one kill there. The dream team fall to pieces. And Windigo, they might have 24 HP between 3 players, but that's still enough to win this 6th round on the board. Great performance from them. Apex instead of Lucky, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily the Apex. Who's Apex playing for right now? Is he playing for Vitality? There's a spray down. Oh, Bubble even spots out a second man. He's the full HP player here, and he's able to rip both. Great stuff. Positive vibes chat. Yeah, I love the positive chat. If you're in the chat and you put any positive comments, then just like, dude, you rock. Some of these Twitch messages. Twitch is the ultimate test of what happens when you're given full anonymity over the internet. Full anonymous powers and just an open room with 5,500 people. It does look like it will be an A take for Windigo, but G2 do have 4 players over here, and we know how good the Frenchies are with these pistols. will be bubble first man in. Head glitch spots taken from multiple G2 members. KennyS tucked in the corner. They should be checking everything. Lucky now gone for the full rotate as well. It's just shox behind and he's coming in for a fast flank. JaCkz already finding headshots. Oh, and there's a second to follow up. Oh, the thirds! JaCkz doing everything right now. Poise finally puts him in the ground. But they've still got Lucky to deal with, who's up close and personal. Poise plants in cover, but he needs to pretty much find both of these as SHiPZ has barely a point of health to rely on. shox is right up above him. And surprise, surprise, falls down behind. It's Poise with just this AK-47 in. And when's Lucky going to go for this swing? It's the flash high in the sky, but Poise is able to duck out and find both shots. Great spray down. Two pretty weakened opponents. But Windigo 7 on the board. And it's all off the back of Poise once again. It's this time SHiPZ carrying, but that 1 versus 3, massive stuff for the Bulgarian Orpa, who just using that AK-47 to good merit. SHiPZ as well, 12 and 7. That's a good score to start things off. However, I think Windigo need a couple of players stepping up. 3 to 7 is a good score line to be sat at above on this T side. But, don't challenge him. Do not tease shoxy, because he'll bite your hand off. He knows nothing about foreplay. It's now Poise. About to make his way through. Minute 15 on the clock and AmaNEk stuck in pit. It's to smoke over the top. JaCkz, that's not actually true. In with both shots. Windigo shut it down once again. They need to bring back Adil, Scream, Ben Ruleton for some fragment. I like how people put his full name in. I do find that funny. That is one of my more favourite CSGO memes. Blocker, hello. Can you get that bomb down, sir? Hello. They want to get as close as possible to this B-bomb site before that C4 actually goes down. They know that shox is over here, and they are going to try and wrap in. Let's see if the French star can keep this up in hand for his buddy KennyS. They are on the hunt. There's still lots of time left on this bomb, and all 4 players are over here. They think that he might be towards the back of this B-bomb site, but shox. There's a second. If they challenge him aggressively, then maybe they'll find him, and yeah, they certainly will. shox does not get away. 3 to 8. G2 absolutely ripped of all rifles. And Windigo are halfway there to this victory. Star 16 obviously doesn't like me very much. And it won't let me ban it on my phone. Oh, there we go. I got it. I got the timeout. Caster, tell us the truth. What is the truth? Wait, what's the truth? What truth do you want to know? I'll tell you all the truth. Introduce myself. Should I do an introduction? Hello and welcome everybody. You're watching CSGO Fight Night. My name is Jamie Squid CS Stewart. Squid CS. That's my little alias. That's how it's going. Having a lot of fun here today. We've had a lot of just sensational games. JaCkz picking in. There's the one tap. Blocker drops. And Viktor, he's next in line. It's the AK-47 chipping in. KennyS drops as well. They just want to get rid of the AK out of JaCkz's hands. He's towards second mid, and it doesn't really look like Windigo are going that way. Could find him fairly soon. Better than Henry G. Yeah, Jamie, Stewart. I love that. Yeah, they are waiting for JaCkz to make somewhat of a mistake, but he's not. I don't think he'll open this door once again. Bubble, he's on the receiving end of it. Tries to go for the spray through, but nobody there. G2 obviously always aggressively challenging. Caster, where are you from? I'm from the West Midlands of the UK, so like West UK, but I am living down in London with the EFL GG Studios. Remember, if you want to get involved at home, if you're a big fan of esports and want to make a career out of it, make sure there's a Discord right down below. Get in contact with us. Get in touch. Email us. It's info@efightingleague.com, or that Discord down below. You can message me directly or any of our casters. You can get in touch. Are you excited for Game of Thrones final season? Yeah, Game of Thrones final season should be good. I don't know. I think it's going to be bad, but, you know, that's just my... I don't know. I actually don't know what to think. I know Season 7 was, like, probably the second worst season. I think Season 1 was the worst, and then Season 7. But then all the rest were just, like, amazing. Oh, no, people will probably hate on me for that. People will probably be like, Caster, die. You deserve to die. You don't like Season 7 of Game of Thrones. You're, like, pessimistic. It's Viktor to wrap in, and Kenny, yes, gets caught. That left angle is so easy to get stuck on when you're fully flashed. You need to move out perfectly straight, and just so you don't get caught on those little ridges. shox is round this corner, but he's been checked in these positions all day. These corners don't really work in 2019. Like, I know that once upon a time would have been one of the easiest triple kills of his life. However, Windigo and pretty much any other team are going to check you in those positions. In this top 30, in this top 25, those teams do check all of that. It's Windigo maybe deciding to make this one fair and go for a 4 versus 5 instead. Caster, why do you think we call you Caster? Because you don't know my name. You can call me Squid. Just call me Squid. I think it's hilarious, you guys talking about Kenny. You wouldn't say this to him at LAN. He's JaCkz. Not only that, but he wears the freshest clothes, eats at the chillest restaurants, and hangs out with the hottest dudes. You're pathetic. Lol. There you go. There's me also doing the Twitch spam. I gotta get involved. You know, if I was on your end, I'd be doing the Twitch spam right now. I know what spam's coming. I know it's coming. But yeah, 3 to 10, Windigo. Need to wait for their 5th to rejoin. Here it comes. What is this meme chat? I love it. I love it. Have I seen Mia? No, I don't know who that is. I guess that's not appropriate, but you know. That caster, my name's Squid. Squid's yes. Right, so 3 to 10. We've got G2 with not a lot of money. This is not going to be a very good half of them, all things considered. It's very likely going to be an 11-4 or a 12-3 scoreline, because I can't really see G2 taking this round right here. They've gone for a half buy, triple CZ 75. Kenny hasn't gone for that much investment. But to be honest, I'd like to see him drop over the P250 towards JaCkz, and JaCkz give him the AWP, even though, well, I know he's on 2 kills right now. So Kenny hasn't really been showing up whatsoever. He's been pretty bad this whole series, to be honest. Or this whole map, I should say. Not the whole series. That's a bit of an overstatement. He's been great this series. Just this last map, when it really counts, him just going to sleep and some of the Windigo members waking up, Blocker, SHiPZ, Viktor, all above double-digit kills. Squid CS, who's your most favourite player? I don't know. I like some of the more classic players. I like some of the old Virtus Pro players, like Taz. Taz was always one of my favourites. Anytime Taz would like have a massive map, it would be just so exciting. Like the old VP side, when Taz showed up, when Pasha showed up, dude, how much I'd give just to see that like one more time. Like a vintage VP against like Astralis, but VP are on like top form. And of course vintage VP, Neo, Snacks, all of those. So first step, we have to get all of them back together, and then we've got to make them play well, which I think the second might be even harder than the first. Poise, just waiting here, and his lucky crosses. This is that shot. Now the AK pounce. It's Viktor, both kills, and G2 crumble once again. There's the AWP gone. Senator, you're no Kenny S. 3-4, and it will be just banana, all 3 frags. What a clean round. Only ships dropping. Windigo shows how dominant that they are. Just look at their money. That's how dominant they are. Everybody on like 5 figures. Ships only a little bit less. He was the only player to die in that previous round. And oh, Kenny S, that isn't actually his scoreline. So Kenny actually has more than 2 kills. It's just when he dropped out, he's only had 2 kills since then. So still rampant for criticism. Viktor needs to fire away. He is losing a lot of health. And Lucky's finally able to chase him away with that HE. JaCkz towards the top of banana. Now waiting. Windigo, a man up, and can abuse either of these bomb sites. Possibly the B site. We've got JaCkz holding here on his lonesome. The Upgrade 4, and Kenny S with that initial pick. Look at him bunny hop away. He does want the aggressive angle yet again. His blocker could get the pre-fire in. He is perfectly poised to take this headshot. And yeah, there's AmaNEk to respond. Knowing that they're close, just bringing out, checking, helping Kenny S. And now it's bubbling ships. Well, 2 of the lesser players, and one gets caught off by Kenny S. That is ships to fall. Just bubble remaining, and he tries to make this crossover towards mid. 45 seconds left on the clock, but can't make it happen. It's Windigo with a great half there. 11-4 as we go into the half time. Windigo looking to take this series.
Are you interested in getting into the esports scene and potentially making a career out of it? Do you stream, cast, play, write, or design games? If you do, send us an email at info@efightingleague.com or send us a DM at EFLGG. Game on.
Second half here, and of course a pistol round between these two teams is going to determine how close this game will really be. Windigo could just white wall them and eliminate G2 from this upper bracket. Of course G2 are obviously going to be feeling quite tight. They played 6 maps in a row, and a long break between this map is often a bit of a change of pace, and that's not really what you want in Counter-Strike. You want consistency. That's something that G2 haven't really been able to get. Of course, the pistol coming through, and let's see what... Who will win Blast Pro? Well, I don't know how you can vote against Astralis. I think that format, especially the Blast Pro Series format, especially favors Astralis as well. A couple of reasons. The map picks are done like a week in advance or a couple of days in advance. If you look at the map picks selected, I think Astralis has picked like Overpass 4 times or something like that. So they've gone for the... I know that they play 5 best of ones, and 4 of Astralis's maps are the same, and then the other one's Dust 2. So or the other one's Overpass, and they're playing Dust 2 4 times. So basically, they're playing only 2 maps. A team like Sorry is playing 4 different maps. They've got to prepare their whole map pool. Astralis, who's a heavy prep team, can actually just prep on 1 single map or 2 maps, and then feel fine about most of that tournament until you get to the grand final, and then it's just 1 best of 3 where you have to have somewhat of a split. And that is the hardest series. Viktor needs to find a couple of pickups, but it's G2 instead with the follow-up frags. Shox to cut off the rotate, and there's an assassination shot. Shox, he might be able to finish things off, but SHiPZ does end him. 1 versus 3 now. Yeah, so they're playing Dust 2 times 4 and then Overpass MIBR. I actually did look at that article, or looked at that press release like yesterday, so I remember it fairly well. But yeah, when you play Dust 2 4 times in a tournament, that means that a team like Astralis, who can prep, are going to just be prepping Dust 2. And they'll have lots of tricks, and they'll probably come out strong on that map in particular. And then the Overpass against MIBR. You know, Overpass has always been like somewhat of a middle-ish map for Astralis. They're like one of the best in the world at it, but even though they're one of the best, I love that. Just trying to find the crossfire there. Bubble though with 2, and that might actually change things up as Poise hits another one. This Deagle rains through, and this is now a 2 versus 4. Kenny S has no health. G2 are just falling apart in this entire map. I was thinking that maybe now they would be able to put something together on their T side, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen either. Windigo might be about to beat the French. And since all the French people are over watching the French streams, I can say whatever I want, apparently. That's what I've been told. Looks like it's going to be 12-5. You know, G2 have actually played just phenomenal Counter-Strike today. They've played 6 maps. This is the 6th. And they've not really had many struggles until this. Windigo definitely posing more of a threat to G2 than anyone else that they've used in this tournament. It's an AK picked up, and Windigo definitely look rife to take this 3rd map. Lawyer, not a doctor. This cast is hilarious. You know, thank you. I do try. So yeah, G2 kind of made easy work of Heroic. I know they lost that first map, and it did go to 3. And those first 2 maps were very close, but that did look like a good series where G2 were like kind of in control. This one, they do not seem in control whatsoever. Looks like Windigo are winning, and ever since that, well, on that first map, it seems like Windigo have been keeping pace. It's actually quite unfortunate for Windigo that they didn't take that second map. They probably should have taken that second map, it being such a one-sided scoreline, and then G2 made the comeback just like 12-15 down. It's SHiPZ from behind, easy pickings. There's a man towards T-spawn as well, and G2 looking now for this bomb, but I don't think they're going to be able to find it, fellas. The headshots hit on all accords. Poise the only player to drop, and a 13-5 scoreline. G2, they might have found the short comeback before, but now they need a long, grueling one on the T side of, well, one of the hardest maps to hit big comebacks on, Inferno. Down Banana, and AmaNEk the first to take a bit of damage. SHiPZ, I think he's just waiting for a pop flash here. This could actually work perfectly in his favour, but AmaNEk instantly gets the trade, and G2 now have to be bomb site. They have to wait for Viktor to come in. Now Windigo, they need to speed up. And, of course, G2, they've got 3 players over here, but I don't know why they acted so slowly. Viktor obviously holding behind them, not going to go for the boost up. I want Bubble or Viktor to actually put this boost in. That's usually where the B site can all crumble, especially with shox not really watching this one, and finally nails the headshot on the recede. It's Kenny towards the back of the site. 2 players from Windigo remain, and with an AWP, it's quite hard to find retakes like this, especially when Kenny's playing somewhat of a head glitch angle. He's right on top of the action, and shox being an aggressive prod, and the second man not quite being flanked. Kenny S now spotted out. He's towards the back of this site, and there's a follow-up headshot. That should be the round. Viktor, only with the one more, but no smoke, no kit, no chance. He's going to be lucky to find that final pickup. 13-6. Everybody needs to be buying kits on this Windigo side, especially if you've got lots of money, but now they don't. They're a bit strapped for cash. In that previous round, they won. Viktor had like 4,000 extra residual cash. Nevertheless, didn't buy that kit, and might not have even had a smoke in his hand, so that can always favour you very heavily in the retake situations and scenarios. Oh, Kenny with the opening pickup. Remember, this could still be a close game yet. Windigo have gone for a force in this, so if G2 can take it, then it won't be a 13-7. It will be a likely 13-8 with only $200 extra money in the pockets of Windigo. That's barely enough to buy dinner, but Bubble from behind is going to make mincemeat of the 2 G2 players trying to move in. Lucky's right behind, and now the retake's coming in from Windigo before the bomb even goes down. They're going to probably fall back towards the B bomb site here. Now, if they got 2 rifles, I can't really see. They seem to only have the one. SHiPZ obviously a little more confident, or seemingly a little more confident. He's the man going in to try and find another rifle, and smoke to steal away just an MP9. Not really what he was gunning for here. There's an AK right behind that smoke. There are actually 2 of them. And SHiPZ is probably going to be closing off this corner. He's going to be playing quite near to it. So if G2 come through, he can really find those shots, and he's actually going down towards pit, but yeah, shox instantly finds him. Blocker, that's the life. He's towards the B site, can save that M4A4, and G2 now force eco. 1900 loss bonus for the Windigo side. Not enough to be happy with. Second half, round number 22. It's actually round number 21, but nobody's going to point me out. Is Twitch chat good at maths? That's what I say. Twitch chat, what is 20 times 42? AmaNEk with a pair of frags, of course, that rifle dropping down. Windigo probably going to concede an 8th. Great flick from Kenny. He's obviously warming up, and he needs to warm up. He didn't find many kills at the end of that first half. We saw that stat that showed between rounds like 4 and 12, he only found 2 kills. It's not enough. So as the rest of G2 start to get fired up and ready to go, it's Kenny S's job to be that star AWPer that we once saw him. And B, Inferno was one of his best maps. It was pretty much him versus JW for the best in the world at one time. Certainly the best in the West. It's 13-8, and Windigo with another buy round. A slight bit of investment in that 21st, but now coming into the 22nd, they have the Molotovs raining through to the top of Banana. A all held through by SHiPZ. Towards that B-bomb site, he does find the opener. G2 with nobody to respond there means you need to have the M4 kind of waiting. Luckily, he's going to just fire a bit too quick. Waiting a couple of seconds before taking that shot. Because, as soon as that smoke pops, then he can make the cross, but he's probably going to wait like a second or two because he knows that you're more than likely going to take that shot. And the longer you wait, the more of a chance exponentially that he's probably already made the cross. It's 13-8, and Windigo being a man up. AK-47 there, shox, instant headshot. That's the equalizer, but barely any HP means that Viktor might be able to find him here. He's the man playing on the A-bomb site, but with players wrapping around, shox is just watching and waiting for somebody to make somewhat of a mistake. A nade in towards lower, and now Bubble with his head glitch spot. Who's going to be able to find him? shox instantly drops. They now know where he is, but there's a crossfire of T's here. And the CTs can try and mow them away. AmaNEk finally falls, 14-8. That crossfire was just too good from Windigo. They've always got so many players in with the choke points. As G2 move forward with 4 separate T's there, Windigo just had even more lines of fire. They had triangulated position, and G2 get absolutely slaughtered. It's going to be 14-8 right now, and a potential map point here from Windigo. And remember, another series point. They found 2 series points earlier on Dust 2, and I thought that maybe after G2 made that comeback, that this third and final map would be even harder for Windigo, that they would have it in their head that they should have already taken it. However, they fought back a lot stronger, and that's an admirable quality for a team, to be ahead, lose it, and then get ahead again. That's always very difficult. We can also see that Windigo has run out of cash. They're at the bottom of their bank here, and that means that the Orcs need to chip in. shox is AK-47, he's going to be first up, and there's the double entry, exactly what he's known for. Back in his heyday, he was one of the difference makers of the whole CSGO scene, and he still is, still has, well, glimmers of sparkle and shine. Yep, this is map 3, everybody. They're trying to stay alive for as long and much as possible. G2 don't have any money, so even moving into this site is a bit risky here. If they lose players and then lose the next round, they're not going to have anything into the potential final round, which there's a chance of it being the final round. And AmaNEk is fighting 1, and oh, there's a spray down. So G2 do a nice job at eliminating those rifles. Windigo don't have anything moving into this 24th. Now let's see what they can do. A tactical pause here. And, of course, G2 starting to close this comeback. They need 6 for overtime. 7 in a row to win this. By the way, Furious versus W7M is getting underway. Make sure to go to twitch.tv//CSGO Fight Night if you want to watch all of that stuff. 14-9. It's all a matter of whether Windigo can close this out here. It's G2, 4 lots of AKs. And we've also got the AWP on Kenny S. Everybody on Windigo probably shouldn't be going for any buys here. By the way, that's where John is. If you want to go and see John, he's on CSGO Fight Night. Just type that in if you want to see it. Shotgun Facelift says, I miss when this game was in its prime. Dude, when do you reckon the prime was? Because I think people say that the prime of CS was different depending on when they got into it. I think it's all nostalgia, really. Because I remember back in, I don't know, like 2014, I got into CS:GO properly like mid to late 2014, like around ESL 1 Cologne, and people were complaining then as well. But they were complaining about real stuff. The complaints were savage. We had a CZ75, which was like the most OP gun in the whole of gaming. that was fun. We had then the Tech 9. That was really OP as well. And now, yeah, there's always been OP things. And then they nerfed the AWP. They made the movement speed of the AWP used to be way higher, and nerfed Kenny S. That's the update that broke the god. And I know he's pretty good now, but he was the best in the world by far. He's never got his footing. I remember an analogy that Thorin made that I really liked. It was of a snooker player who got his pool cue or snooker cue broke on accident on a plane, and he never won the championship. That seemed like Kenny S, but funnily enough, Kenny did win his championships after. Look at this. How did AmaNEk not check that? Now we're 2 versus 3, and they are going towards the A-bomb site. Kenny S does have his pool cue in hand, so to say. In the words of Thorin, gotta lay homage to him. Bubble over in kitchen, and Kenny gets straight up top. He's barely found any frags since that timeout earlier on, and he obviously wants to support his teammate, but watching, there's the flick. Now he can back off, and Windigo about to make the way through. Viktor needs to spot out lucky here, needs that headshot, does, and now Kenny, who finds another, is able to just run distraction here. Oh, and what a shot! Kenny finishes everybody off. Windigo get absolutely crushed, and that was 3 for 3 in just a couple of seconds. Criticize him, and he shall appear. What a performance there. The AWP in hand, his holy grail of weapons. As I said, that snooker cue. And he just putted all the balls. He solved the problem. Solved the Rubik's Cube. And now Windigo forced to the force once again. It's just 4 pistols. You've got that. Mag 7 on Bubble also. Some of the nade right over the top. shox. He did look like he was going to get wrecked then by that one. He does. Likely 14-12. This is very likely going to be close to end up the European portion of this tournament here today. Gets just the one tag. It's 5 versus 4. Remember that barely any of these Windigo players have weaponry. It's only the one that's now gone from Bubble. Yeah, Stewart, Kenny might be the most dominant player in this team, but back in 2014, he was the most dominant player in the world by far. He was like Simple's peak or Cold Zero's peak. He was really that good. Simple's better though. Simple's like the best player of all time, I think. Yeah, I definitely think that Simple's the best player of all time. Does anybody agree? Who do people think in chat is the best player of OT all time? Is it Simple? I guess people will probably say Simple. JaCkz. JaCkz is the best player of all time. Heaton, Zipnex, Device. Oh look, that wow! Then the chat explodes. Squid CS, best player of all time. Pasha Biceps, Forest, Twists. Christ, guys. Hunden. I think Hunden's the worst player of all time. 14-12, a double up setup for Windigo once again. And Kenny bounces his nade into the corner. Oh, and there's a follow-up nade as well. Viktor down to just 3 points of health. He must have thought that he was dead for a second as all those nades come hurtling in. He's still wrapped in the corner. And just literally one tick from this Molotov could eliminate him from the server. G2 could close up this gap right here. Windigo aren't going to have enough money for a buy in the 28th. If they lose this one, it's likely going to be 14-14, and then 30 rounds all to play for once again. We've seen two utterly two-sided maps with just the longest maps. It's been the longest day of best of threes. We're in our 10th hour of our show. Seconds left, and that's a nice headshot to open things up. But there are a lot of players still towards the B bomb site, and poizon does chip in with the first. There is still Viktor towards the back of this site. AmaNEk might even be able to find that one, but the bomb now wrapping back around. Perfect play from G2. They've played this just so smart and intelligently. They might have been able to just rack into this B-bomb site, but now they find themselves in a 2v2. They have the retake situation, and this, if they play it properly, is just a done deal. shox watching down mid. He is waiting for Blocker to make this peek, but Blocker hits the shots instead. Now AmaNEk troubled. He needs to find this 1v2, and he has got the Molotov in, and that will slow. Oh, well, doesn't just slow, but kills Viktor. And now Blocker. Oh, he finds it! 15 on the board. I don't know why shox had to peek over on mid. However, he did. Even that Molotov finding the kill. So shox's mistake was sort of extinguished. And then Blocker just finding both of those frags. That's a 15th on the board. And now Windigo, once again, surprise, surprise, deja vu. They've got match points before finishing this one off. It's 3 in a row for G2 to make overtime. They've done it before. Can they manage it again here on Inferno? They've got a full buy to try and manage this one in both of these next rounds. I think all 3 rounds, G2 are going to have at least something in their pockets. And Windigo certainly won't. If they lose this one, they'll have nothing. Molotovs, nades, everything else. Blocker watching and waiting for the angle. He is the man of the moment after a big, mighty, almost 1v2 clutch in the previous round. That flash does connect and straight into the corner that Lucky stood in, but doesn't quite rebound. Lucky in this corner needs to spray down, but the follow-up flash is able to find SHiPZ. And that is possibly an equalizer. Blocker kind of does need this shot. However, Lucky, there's a smoke, there's a stalemate, 5 versus 4. And now the A site does look quite exposed. You've only got 2 players over here. Viktor with the M4 has to run rampant. However, shots in. Oh, an instant tap! A 1 bullet to finish off. And that might be G2 taking the A site for one of the last times. This will be 13-15. And Windigo won't have any cash. We'll see around number 30 here. This is literally just like the previous map, where Windigo are ahead, Dust 2, and then G2 start to make this comeback once again. This is literally an unbelievable series. It's been so back and forth, and Windigo just couldn't close out. They lose all the rifles. It's only poizon remaining. He's towards the top of Banana, but with a lot of time left on that bomb, it should be found. Windigo could close this series out at any moment, but it's not going to be in the next couple of moments. It might be in the next round, perhaps, if they can find something with the pistols. But I would heavily suggest a full save from Windigo. I don't want to see any investment. They're probably going to have just, yeah, $2,900 loss bonus in this one. So a little bit of money, they can go for pistols. I would not want any body armor, though. I think they should be saving for the 30th and final round, as G2 look to bring this to OT again. They found the comeback once before. Can Windigo finally close them out? They've been ahead all series, but never able to close. It was the 16-14 earlier on that first map of the day. It feels like hours ago. But now, here on Inferno, they've got to do the same again. They've went 1-for-1 at closing out. A 15-14 won and a 15-14 lost. Windigo needs some frags, and G2 certainly do as well, otherwise they're down into the lower bracket. Otherwise they could force an OT here. It's poised to go down first, Bubble as well to drop. Viktor, next in line right behind this smoke, and they're just tagging away at Kenny S. Beautiful stuff. It's maybe an AWP saved here, and that's crucial because Windigo wouldn't have had that weapon in the following round. I'd be just stacked away from all the action. G2 are going to have to stay alive. They want to stay with this bomb, in fact. So with Viktor going towards the T-spawn, he should be able to keep this AWP in hand. So 15-13. Double CZ setup. For Windigo, they'll be able to upgrade these pistols here up to rifles. It will be G2 with a full buy also. So here in round 30, we'll see a brief tactical pause and then some ferocious action. Both teams try to close out. G2 need overtime. Windigo, of course, need this third and final map. Need to win something. Freeze time pause cancelled. They will be getting back into this game for potentially the final time. Windigo, 4 orgs, all nades, and that AWP. Everybody with kits. They're expecting a close round here, so everything that they can put. I would actually prefer Poise to have a Molotov and no kit instead of 5 kits. Is not always necessary. However, you know, when you've got that money, it's often possible. There's no other configuration that they could have bought in also that would have managed this. I don't know if Bubble could have picked up the AWP and then dropped it over, and that would have allowed extra nades, since he has got a little bit of extra cash here. However, it will be the A take for Team G2 Esports. Oh, and Poise! There's the first pickup. That's very important. He gets smoked off, but wants to move straight through and get aggressive. What was that? It was G2 instead to find the pickup, and now they definitely have a wrap on the A bomb site. Poise definitely didn't need to do that one. Didn't need to get aggressive. Could have just fallen back. And with the bomb exposed and players wrapping around, Blocker is here behind. He needs both these pickups, but can't find it. Windigo still a man up. AmaNEk picks up that bomb. It's actually held back. shox goes down. Oh, and AmaNEk to follow. Windigo, they've done it. A 2-1 win here to make their way through to the upper bracket. That is a pretty devastating performance. If you want to be honest with yourself, I was not expecting that. I thought that G2 were going to make that comeback once again. And Windigo not able to take that second map, of course. G2 had it in the bag. And here in the upper bracket semi-final, it will be Windigo going through to the upper bracket final. That is just obviously so important. I'm pretty sure that that means that they are just one match away from going through to Dallas. So I have to check up on that. I don't know when that next match is happening, but super exciting stuff today. We watched G2's run through the upper bracket of the Dreamhack Masters Dallas close qualifier, and so many people were here to join us. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the love and support. It really matters a lot to all of us from EFLGG, by the way. Not just me, not just any certain people, but we absolutely love it when we've got so many people here. So congratulations to whoever won their bets, and we will see you for more North American games in just under an hour's time. But for the time being, that's been our European show, and we'll see you after the break.